ತನದರನ ತದಾರೆ ದಾನಿ ತೋಂತನನ ತನದರನ ತದಾರೆ ದಾನಿ ತೋಂತನನ ತನದರನ ತದಾರೆ ದಾನಿ ತದಾರೆ ತದಾನಿ ತದರೆ ದಾನಿ ತೋಂತನನ ತನದರನ ತದಾರೆ ದಾನಿ ತೋಂತನನ ತನದರನ ತದಾರೆಯ ಲೇಮು ಎಲೆಯಲ ಯಲಾಲಯ ಲೇಮು ಎಲೆಯಲ ಯಲಾಲಲ ತನದರನ ತನದರನ ತದಾನಿ ತಗಡ 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 ತಗಾಂದ ಕಾಂದ ಕಾಂದ ತೋಂತನನ ತನದರನ ತದಾರೆ ದಾನಿ ತೋಂತನನ ತನದರನ ತನಿಗಮ ಗಮ ಗಮ ಮಗ ತನಿಗಮ ಗಮ ಗಮ ಮಗ ತನಿಗಮ ಗಮ ಗಮ ಮಗ
ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸೋಣ.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here today. I am Rebecca.
And I am Nikhil.
And we would like to extend a very warm welcome to everyone gathered here today.
Vidya dadati vinayam. Vinayadhyati patratam. Patratvad dhanamapnoti. Dhanadharma tatatsukam. ಅರ್ಥಾತ್ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯಿಂದ ವಿನಯ, ವಿನಯದಿಂದ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆ, ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆಯಿಂದ ಸಂಪತ್ತು, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗೆ ಪದವಿಯೇ ಸಂಪತ್ತು. ಇಂತಹ ಸಂಪತ್ತನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯುವ ಈ ಸುದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗಲು ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವ ಸರ್ವ ಸಭಿಕರಿಗೆ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ.
This graduation day is a landmark event. This will become a key event of many people's timeline, a symbol of change, of progress and of moving on to a new journey.
ಭತ್ತದ ಕಾಳು ಚಿಗುರೊಡೆದು ಸಸಿಯಾಗಿ ತೆನೆಯೊಡೆದು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಚಕ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ನಾಂದಿ ಹಾಡಲು ಜೀವ ತುಂಬುವ ಪಂಚಭೂತಗಳಂತೆಯೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸನ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಗಳ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಗಳನ್ನು ಪೋಷಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನು ಪುಷ್ಟಿಸಿ ಮನುಕುಲಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ನೀಡಿ ಈ ಸುದಿನದಂದು ಹಾಸನ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಗಳ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ತನ್ನ 11ನೇ ಘಟಿಕೋತ್ಸವ ಅದ್ವೈತ 2022 ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಿದೆ.
This day isn't just for these young doctors who have worked tirelessly to get to where they are today, but also for each and everyone who has helped them make this victory their own.
ಈ ಒಂದು ಗೆಲುವಿನ ದಿನ ನಿಜವಾಗಿಯೂ ಒಂದು ಸಾರ್ಥಕತೆಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳುವ ದಿನ. ಇಂದಿನ ಸುಮಧುರ ಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಪೋಷಕರು ಕೊಡುಗೆಯು ಅತಿ ಅಮೂಲ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು. ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಮುದ್ದೆಯಂತಿರುವ ತಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ತಿದ್ದಿ ತೀಡಿ ಮಹಾನ್ ಶಿಲೆಯನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಧನ್ಯರು.
As Charlai Butner once recited, I was raised with something great indeed. I was raised with love, and love is all I need. Our parents and teachers have always flooded us with love, providing us support through every turn in life. And today is for them as much as it is for these young doctors. This day was brought to life by the sacrifices made by all of you.
ಪುಟ್ಟ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯನ್ನು ಎದೆ ತುಂಬಿ ಕೊಂಡಾಡುವ ಅಮ್ಮ, ಮೀಸೆಯ ಅಂಚಲ್ಲಿ ನಕ್ಕಿ ಸಂಭ್ರಮಿಸುವ ಅಪ್ಪ, ಗೊಂದಲದ ಕಲ್ಬಂಡೆಯಂತಿದ್ದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯ ಹುಳಿಪೆಟ್ಟು ನೀಡಿ ಮನೋಹರ ಶಿಲೆಯನ್ನಾಗಿಸಿದ ಗುರುಗಳು, ಅಂತಹ ಮಹನೀಯರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಈ ದಿನ ಅರ್ಪಣೆ.
The richness of life lies in memories. This college has been the home of these graduates for the past few years, and they can affirm that Hassan Institute of Medical Sciences has broadened their horizons. Forever taking them on an upward spiral, this college has given them a platform to know, understand, and prove themselves. Here, the foundation has been laid for their future.
ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು, ಗಣ್ಯರು ಹಾಗೂ ಗೃಹ ವೈದ್ಯರು ಸಂತಸದ ಮೆರಗನ್ನು ಬೀರುತ್ತಾ ಸಭಾಂಗಣವನ್ನು ಪ್ರವೇಶಿಸಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಕೆಳಕಂಡ ಸೂಚನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಘಟಿಕೋತ್ಸವದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿತರು ತಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿರಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾದ ಕಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆರೆ ಹಿಡಿಯಲಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸಭಿಕರು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ಮೂಲಕ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆಯದೆ ನಿಶ್ಶಬ್ದತೆಯಿಂದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆನಂದಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly request you to maintain silence during the program. Please put your mobile phones on silent mode and refrain from taking photographs. We have dedicated photographers for the same. Your cooperation will be appreciated. Thank you. Our graduates will now be performing the march in their ceremonial robes, marking the beginning of this evening. I request everyone to rise and remain standing till the guests have been seated.
ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಆಸನವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸುವವರೆಗೂ ನಿಲ್ಲಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Request everyone to please be seated. To those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. We stand here today because everyone here dared to dream.
ಪೋಷಕರ ತ್ಯಾಗ, ಗುರುಗಳ ಸಹಕಾರ ಹಾಗೂ ತಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮದ ಫಲವನ್ನು ಘಟಿಕೋತ್ಸವದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚರಿಸಲು ಇಂದು ನವವೈದ್ಯರು ಉತ್ಸುಕರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here today. I am Rebecca.
And I am Nikhil.
Your hosts for the day. And we roll down a red carpet of welcome to the dignitaries, our beloved professors, budding young graduates, their proud parents and relatives, and the media personnel.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ, ವಿಭಾಗದ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರಿಗೆ, ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಪೋಷಕರಿಗೆ, ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ನವವೈದ್ಯರಿಗೆ 11ನೇ ಘಟಿಕೋತ್ಸವಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ.
And with that, I'd like to welcome you all to the 11th graduation ceremony of Hassan Institute of Medical Sciences,
Advaita 2022.
Graduation is the most awaited event in every student's life. This day is the culmination of a journey that began 5.5 years ago. Today marks a new beginning. It glorifies the journeys of the past and gives newer dimensions to the future.
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕನಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾಣಬೇಕು, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಆ ಕನಸುಗಳು ಮುಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳಾಗುತ್ತವೆ. ಆ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳು ಮುಂದೊಂದು ದಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತವೆ ಎಂಬ ಮಹಾಶಯವರೊಬ್ಬರ ಮಾತಿನಂತೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ವೈದ್ಯರಾಗಬೇಕೆಂದು ಕಂಡ ಕನಸನ್ನು ಇಂದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಗೃಹ ವೈದ್ಯರು ಈಡೇರಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಗುರುತು ಅರಿತ ಜಾಗ, ಕನಸುಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಡೆದ ಜಾಗ, ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಪಡೆದ ಜಾಗ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಹಿಮ್ಸ್.
Hassan Institute of Medical Sciences, established in the year 2006, today with over 16 years of its existence, has been titled as a leading healthcare provider by India Today Conclave. The hospital won the prestigious Kaya Kalpa Award in the year 2017 and 2021 among 38 district hospitals across Karnataka to be the most clean and hygienic hospital, contributing to an improved quality of care. HIMS was the first medical college in Karnataka to receive National Quality Assurance Standard Certificate NQAS in the year 2019-2020 for 10 departments in our institution. In 2021, HIMS became the only government medical college in Karnataka to receive an entry-level certification to NABH. 2021 also saw this hospital get Lakshya National Certified OT and labor rooms. Our college also recently won the RGHS state level women's kabaddi tournament and were the second runners-up in the men's kabaddi tournament.
ಅದ್ವೈತ 2022 ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವು ನಿರ್ವಿಘ್ನವಾಗಿ ನೆರವೇರಲೆಂದು ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಶಕನ ಪರಮ ಚರಣಗಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ವರದಾರ್ಚನೆಯ ಮೂಲಕ ನಮಿಸಲು ಭಾರ್ಗವಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮಹಾಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಇವರನ್ನು ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ.
ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ವರಸುತ ಗಜಾನನ ಪಾಲಿಸೋ ಎನ್ನನು ಗಜಾನನ. ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ವರಸುತ ಗಜಾನನ ಪಾಲಿಸೋ ಎನ್ನನು ಗಜಾನನ. ಪಾಶಾಂಕುಶಧರ ಪಾಪ ವಿಮೋಚನ, ಪಾಶಾಂಕುಶಧರ ಪಾಪ ವಿಮೋಚನ. ರಕ್ಷಿಸೋ ಎನ್ನನು ಗಜಾನನ. ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ವರಸುತ ಗಜಾನನ ಪಾಲಿಸೋ ಎನ್ನನು ಗಜಾನನ. ಲಂಬೋದರನೇ ನಂಬಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನನು ಬೆಂಬಿಡಬೇಡವೋ ಗಜಾನನ. ಲಂಬೋದರನೇ ನಂಬಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನನು ಬೆಂಬಿಡಬೇಡವೋ ಗಜಾನನ. ವರರಂಗ ವಿಠಲನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯ ಮಾಡುವೆ, ವರರಂಗ ವಿಠಲನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯ ಮಾಡುವೆ. ಕೈ ಬಿಡಬೇಡವೋ ಗಜಾನನ. ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ವರಸುತ ಗಜಾನನ ಪಾಲಿಸೋ ಎನ್ನನು ಗಜಾನನ. ಪಾಲಿಸೋ ಎನ್ನನು ಗಜಾನನ. ಪಾಲಿಸೋ ಎನ್ನನು ಗಜಾನನ.
ಹಾಡಿನ ಮೂಲಕ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ಸಕಾರಾತ್ಮಕ ಭಾವವನ್ನು ಮೂಡಿಸಿದ ಆರ್ವಿಯನ್ಸ್ನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ದೀಪಂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ದೀಪಂ ಸರ್ವತಮೋಪಹ ದೀಪೇನ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಸರ್ವಂ ಸಂಧ್ಯಾದೀಪಂ ನಮೋಸ್ತುತೆ. ಕತ್ತಲೆಯನ್ನು ಕಳೆಯುವ ಬೆಳಕು, ಅಂಧಕಾರವ ಅಳಿಸುವ ಬೆಳಕು, ಅರಿತು ಅರಿಯದ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನದೆಡೆಗೆ ಒಯ್ಯುವ ಬೆಳಕು. ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳಗುವ ಮುಖೇನ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾಲನೆ ನೀಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿರುವ ಗಣ್ಯರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಸಭಿಕರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಂತು ಗೌರವ ಸೂಚಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
I kindly request the audience to rise as we light the lamp.
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तुते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं देहि पुत्रांश्च मतिं स्वच्छां हि मे सदा रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् यस्य तिष्ठे गृहे दीपः तस्य नास्ति दरिद्रता. शुभम्.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಮ್ಮ ಆಸನವನ್ನು ಅಲಂಕರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
Call upon Dr. Nagesha K.R., Principal, Hassan Institute of Medical Sciences, to welcome the gathering.
On this auspicious day, I am honored to deliver the welcome speech for Advaita 2022. The graduation ceremony of 11th batch of undergraduates and postgraduates of Hassan Institute of Medical Sciences. So first of all, congratulations and commendations to each and every one of you on this remarkable achievement of graduation. A graduation ceremony is always a special occasion. It's the culmination of years of hard work, the actualization of goals, and the acknowledgement of success achieved. So it's only fitting that today we commemorate the road we, the entire family of hymns, have traveled together from Cunningham Manual days to Hutchison days in these last few years. Seeing you all here today gleaming with glory is a feast to us and evergreen moment to your proud parents. To grace this occasion, I pronounce with a great pleasure that we have with us a great personality, Padma Shri Dr. A.S. Kirankumar sir. Member of Space Commission, Government of India, and former chairman of ISRO, as our chief guest for this function. He is a true visionary who has steered the completion of various projects in varied capacities. I feel proud that he hails from Alur of our own Hassan district, and his achievements are inspiration to us all. On behalf of HIMSS, it's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. A.S. Kirankumar sir. Sir, HIMSS family welcomes you, sir. We extend our warm welcome to Dr. Balasubramaniam, Member, Human Resource Capacity Building Commission, Founder and President of Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement, as our guest of honor to this function. He is a development scholar, author, public policy advocate, and leadership trainer. He is known for his pioneering development work with rural and tribal people. Sir, your tireless work for the underprivileged is an inspiration to us all, sir. On behalf of HIMSS, it is my privilege to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Balasubramaniam, sir. It is my honor to welcome our very own Dr. B.C. Ravikumar, sir, the Director Dean of HIMSS, with his unmatched dedication, has taken the institution to new height. We welcome you, sir. Our heartiest welcome to Dr. Krishnamurthy VR, Medical Superintendent, HIMSS Teaching Hospital, Hassan. We welcome you, sir. I would also like to extend my warm welcome to Srimati C.R. Kalpashri, KS, Chief Administrative Officer, HIMSS Hassan. Welcome you, madam. I would like to welcome Dr. Lakshmi Shetty, Resident Medical Officer, HIMSS Teaching Hospital, Hassan. I would also like to welcome Dr. Praveen G., Resident Medical Officer, HIMSS Teaching Hospital, Hassan. I would also like to welcome Dr. Sridhar S.K., Resident Medical Officer, HIMSS Teaching Hospital, Hassan. I would also like to welcome Dr. Sriranga N., Professor and HOD, Department of Orthopedics, and also the Chief Coordinator of Advaita 2022, whose the tireless efforts have made this a grand reality. I also welcome all the heads of all the departments of Hassan Institute of Medical Sciences who played a pivotal role in transforming the young minds of yesterday to today's graduates and postgraduates. Welcome you all. I would like to welcome all our administrative staff, teaching and non-teaching staff to this function. We welcome you all. I also extend my welcome to all the media personnel who are gathered here. And last but not the least, I extend my heartfelt welcome to each of the graduates to your event on this day. I welcome you all. So, honored guests, the dignitaries on the dais, faculty, staff, alumni, and most of all, our graduates and their family and friends, I once again welcome you all to this auspicious function. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾಗೇಶ ಕೆ.ಆರ್., ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರು, ಹಿಮ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸನ. ನಿಮಗೂ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತ.
I now request our beloved director, Dr. B.C. Ravikumar, to declare the ceremony open.
I hereby declare this ceremony Advaita open. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The Hippocratic Oath is bound by the vows and ethics that guides doctors through times high and low. Keeping with the centuries-old tradition, the stepping stone into medical professional practice is marked by taking the Hippocratic Oath. I now request Dr. Sriranga N., Professor and HOD, Department of Orthopedics, to administer the Hippocratic Oath to our young doctors.
A very good afternoon to all of you. The Hippocratic Oath is an oath of ethics historically taken by the physicians. It is one of the most widely known of the Greek medical texts. In its original form, it requires a new physician to swear by a number of healing gods to uphold the specific ethical standards of medical profession. May I now request all my new graduates to kindly stand up. Please raise your right hand. Myself to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. I will give to my teachers the respect and gratitude which is their due. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patients will be my first consideration. I will maintain by all the means in my power the honor and the noble tradition of the medical profession. My colleagues will be my brothers and sisters. I will not permit consideration of religion, nationality, race, party politics, or social standing to intervene between my duty and my patients. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life from the time of conception. Even under threat, I will not use my medical knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Now you can change your tassel from the left to the right side. I congratulate all of you for having taken the Hippocratic Oath, and now you can owe your decretion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಾದ ಇಸ್ರೋದ ಅತ್ಯುನ್ನತ ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ಅಲಂಕರಿಸಿ ಜಗತ್ತು ಭಾರತದೆಡೆಗೆ ತಿರುಗಿ ನೋಡುವಂತಹ ಆವಿಷ್ಕಾರಗಳಿಗೆ ಪಾತ್ರರಾದವರು ಪದ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಸ್ ಕಿರಣ್ಕುಮಾರ್. ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆದರ್ಶಪ್ರಾಯರಾಗಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಗೌರವ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕೆಂದು ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಿರುವ ಗಣ್ಯರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಇವರ ಕಿರುಪರಿಚಯವನ್ನು ನೀಡಲು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಕಲ್ಪಶ್ರೀ ಸಿಆರ್, ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಡಳಿತಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು, ಹಿಮ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸನ, ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋರಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. I profoundly delighted to take an opportunity to introduce the chief guest for the evening, Shri A.S. Kirankumar sir. He is Vikram Sarabhai's distinguished professor at ISRO, Bangalore, and member of the Space Commission, Government of India. He is also a member of Governing Council, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. During 2015 to 2018, he has served as Secretary, Department of Space, and Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization. Shri Kiran Kumar, born on October 22, 1952, in Alur, Asan, Karnataka, holds MSc degree in Physics from Bangalore University and MTech degree in Physical Engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He has steered the implementation of the applications-oriented Indian space program, which has facilitated rapid development of the country in many important spheres of Earth observation, communication, navigation, meteorology, and space science, as well as the development of indigenous launch vehicles and related technologies for providing assured access to space. He has led design and development of more than 50 electro-optical imaging sensors flown on various spaceborne platforms starting from Bhaskara in 1979. Further, his role in success of Chandrayaan-1 mission and Mars orbiter mission has been very significant. Shri Kirankumar is the President of Aeronautical Society of India and Fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineering, Indian Society of Remote Sensing, Indian Meteorological Society, Indian Society of Geomatics, Gujarat Science Academy, and various other institutions. He has been conferred with honoris causa and digital signature certificate by 18 Indian academic institutions. He has co-authored 85 publications in various national and international scientific conferences. In recognition of his contributions, he was conferred Padma Shri by the President of India in 2014. Other notable honors conferred on him include Rajyotsava Award in 2015, Sir M. Vishweshwaraya Senior Scientist State Award in 2013 by Government of Karnataka, Lifetime Achievement Award from Karnataka Science and Technology Academy in 2016, Gujarat Ratna Life for Innovation Award conferred by Gujarat Innovation Society in 2014, Bharat Ratna Sir M. Vishweshwaraya Centenary Award by Mysore University of Mysore in 2016, ISRO Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018. He has been conferred with the prestigious 2018 International Von Karman Wings Award instituted by the Aerospace Historical Society, together with the Chevalier d'Order National de la Legion Order, the highest civilian honor by the government of France in 2019. And the list goes on. We are very fortunate and delighted to have such an eminent personality among us here today. Sir, we are very grateful to you for accepting our invitation and marking your presence here. Thank you.
ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿದಾಯಕ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನಾಡಬೇಕೆಂದು ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Good afternoon to all of you. On this occasion of the 11th graduation ceremony of Hassan Institute of Medical Sciences, it's indeed a privilege for me to be present here, as this also happens to be my birthplace, where I have fond memories of studying up to pre-university. Dr. Balasubramaniam, a person who has dedicated his life, like you today, after coming out of the institution, getting his graduation, he decided to commit himself for the benefit of the society and particularly the tribal community. And what he has done during this period has been nothing short of phenomenal. It's indeed a great privilege and honor to be part of this program where he is present. Dr. Ravi Kumar, all the dignitaries on the dais, heads of departments, more than anybody else, all of you who today are receiving your graduation certification. After years of commitment and dedicated efforts, you are on the threshold of moving over to a new era in your life where, after spending significant amount of time learning and acquiring skills necessary for you to provide, unlike many other disciplines, this is a discipline where you have decided to provide service to your fellow beings in ensuring that their health is going to be significantly better. Towards that, you have committed yourself, and after your years of dedicated efforts, you are on the threshold of going and practicing this. Today, we are all aware that technology is moving at a pace, at such a rapid pace. I would like to just give you a few examples of how India itself has managed this change in technology and how the disruptions in technology is being used by people who can make things different. Probably way back in 57, just after the decades of World War, when the two superpowers were looking at who is more powerful and who is demonstrating their might, they were competing with each other, and Russians went ahead, put the first object into space in 1957. At that time, a great visionary scientist in our country, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, looked at how this new technology can be used for the benefit of our country, how it can be used for development. That was his idea. In fact, all of us today experience the benefit of science and technology, what science has found and what concepts it has brought in, and how technology has converted into tools which we are all using. So when this object went into space, as you may be aware, Arthur Clarke had shown that if you put an object at 36,000 kilometers above Earth in equatorial plane, it takes exactly 24 hours to go around the Earth, which is the same as its speed of rotation. So as a result of that, it acts like a tower at this height, and 1/3 of the globe is visible to this tower. Using this for communication, for providing the entire humanity, was a concept which Arthur Clarke had visualized. And true to that, Dr. Sarabhai worked with Americans, borrowed from them a satellite which was advanced technology satellite, moved over to Indian longitude for 1 year, and at a time when India, only 4 metros had the privilege of looking at television. Unlike today, he brought in this technology and building something very similar to today's direct-to-home television, direct-to-community sets, in 2,400 remote villages of our country. The broadcasting service was provided, telling the farmers and the villagers, providing information about farming and welfare practices. And you can imagine in 1975, when only the 4 metros had the privilege of looking at television, this experiment was conducted. And in fact, India was the first country among the developing countries to make use of the technology developed by a superpower and demonstrate that developing countries like ours can take advantage of the technology to rapidly move ahead. It was at that time that the communication, broadcasting, meteorology, all of that through satellite technology became a reality. You are also familiar that today, when super cyclones hit the coast, we are in a position to save tens of thousands of lives because of the satellite-based information and India Meteorology Department predicting this landfall of the cyclone. And in a similar manner, when he brought in the technology to India, he had to convince the fishermen in the beaches of Tumba, and then he had to convince them. For that, he made use of the services of the priest of that place, of a church in the beach, telling the fishermen, you vacate this place for us today, we will be able to provide solutions for many problems in future. And the fishermen allowed us to conduct experiments, the sounding rockets which were brought in the form of kits. Then from then on, 1999 onwards, India is able to provide to the fishermen specific information about where to go for fishing in the ocean. This is being done using satellites observing the color of the ocean, through that the chlorophyll and the specific prospective fishing zone. To this, we also added recently, using our NAVIC satellite, today a small gadget which is battery operated is fitted in the boat of the fisherman, and when he is in the ocean, this gadget communicates with his mobile in his hands. The mobile, though it does not have any connectivity to terrestrial towers, through Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, it gets linked to this gadget, and in the mobile app, through a video compassing mode, it shows the fisherman where to go for fishing. Not only that, it alerts him about the weather vagaries that could occur, sea state roughness being bad, or the wind being very unbearable. Not only that, it also alerts him if he goes to international boundaries, saying, and all this is done in his mother tongue. So you can see a person who does not know reading or writing is able to actually make use of the most advanced technology of launch vehicle, satellite, and applications, and he is able to do his livelihood. So this is the power of technology, and it's only when you make use of the technology you can make rapid changes in the country. And all of you are also probably, if you talk to your parents, they'll tell you in the 70s and 80s, if you had to communicate with somebody dear and near to you about anything, maybe an event of joy or event of distress, you had to go to a central telegraph office and wait for hours after a person-to-person call booking. But today, a small gadget in your hand is able to tell you what is happening anywhere across the globe at this instant. And all this has happened only because the science and technology has grown, and scientists have discovered new things, and technologies have provided tools in the hands of human beings. And today, the life of people on the planet Earth has been significantly changed, wherein there is a significant amount of reduction in the manual labor required, etc. But while on one side all this is happening, we also see that organizations in the country have done tremendous work through teamwork and dedicated efforts. They have brought to the country a capability. And we also saw in the recent COVID times what the medical fraternity and also the scientific community in India, how they faced the challenge and how they proved to the world that India is second to none in using science and tech, not only using science and technology, but also in making sure that it reaches the large masses. So we have more than 1.3 billion population. And in fact, today, all of you are quite familiar, the pace at which science and technology is changing is so rapid that life in every aspect is affected by that. And more so, you yourself are going to see in the coming years and decades the way in which the healthcare is going to be provided to people. And you are also seeing the with the advent of this technology of wearable gadgets or instrument-assisted monitoring system, which have become so prevalent, and artificial intelligence and machine learning technology techniques which are getting adopted, and with the rapid communication changes that are happening, where you could go from one place to another place almost instantaneously with the newer and newer technology. What is happening today is all the vital information about the human beings in terms of the various health parameters, not only are they getting recorded, but they are also becoming available to people who are doing artificial intelligence and machine learning. And you are quite familiar that the tools of mathematical statistical tools, which helps you actually do computations with the information and provide solutions. We are told the situation has reached to such an extent, if in a hospital today, the patient is admitted and all his instrument-assisted parameters are available 24/7. Through this AI, information is available for a particular patient. If 48 hours later or 24 hours later he is going to get into a criticality, and what kind of treatment should be done. Even doctors themselves need not use their knowledge and skills, but through these apps, they are getting information about what is happening. While on the one side, definitely we should all be happy about it because it is bringing in new skills and new capabilities to us. But at the other side, we are also quite familiar how all this technology and capabilities become tools in the hands of those who want to manipulate. So if you look at India as a country today, while in the past, maybe during the colonial rules or even earlier, etc., we were dominated from forces outside. The country was actually in a way exploited because the raw material was taken out of this place, finished products were brought back and sold at exorbitant price. And when the colonial left this country, from in the beginning of millennia, the country which was among the top 2 in the economic strata had become one of the bottom layers in this era. But then over a period of time, India has again brought back, and it's already the 6th largest economy in the world, and it is now dreaming to become the 1st largest in the course of period. But what I wanted to communicate to you was this aspect. While in the post-independence, the issue was we were straddled with poverty, development issues, and at that time, the governments also realized it's only that science and technology which can provide solutions and we can make it accessible, and many activity went on. During the colonial times or during the Industrial Revolution, we became victims of this exploitation of technology because we were not partners in that or party to that. At that time, the raw material was taken away, finished products were given. But today, is the situation very different? Probably each one of us should think about it because what is happening globally is a pointer. All of you are quite familiar how great multinationals have created environment where every information about you is available because of the kind of gadgets that are in our hands, kind of tools that are there, the communication capability. And what this has done is, with this tremendous amount of data and processing and intelligence, the solutions are being actually generated, and those solutions are being forced across the globe. Today, hospitals in the country are being set up by people where the intellectual capability of the doctors and the other paramedical forces, etc., whether they are going to become only tools in the hands of these companies providing software and equipment, or are we going to be different? That is one of the key things you should worry about, because today the pace at which the technology is moving is very rapid, and particularly in the field of healthcare, we have also seen how dominance of the Western world, or not even the Western world, it's actually companies which are across countries. Those companies are even controlling many countries in a way, in that sense. So what I wanted to communicate to you is, while we understand what is happening, our knowledge gives us information about the problems that we are facing, the solutions we have to bring to the fellow citizens. But we also need to be aware how, as a country, not only should we be aware of the exploitations of different kind that can happen, and not only that, make use of the knowledge base and the value system that exists in this country. In fact, all of you are quite familiar that we are the longest surviving civilization. And if that has happened, it has happened because of the core values that exist here. That means life on planet Earth is actually something which is to be sustained. And if it has to be sustained, it can be sustained only when planet Earth retains the resources it has for the current generation and the future generation. Many times in the context of rapid development and bringing in even science and technology tools to people, many people, bring in development at the cost of, we are seeing already, whether you talk of the climate change or plastic usage, pollution, non-renewable resources needed to be used when the non-renewable resources are getting exhausted. All of this, what our forefathers, great forefathers had told is, you need to live in synchrony with the environment, and you need to allow natural processes to allow it to recoup itself. So many of these are the thought processes that exist in this country. And today, when you are going out of this place, two things which you need to really remember importantly is, world is changing at a rapid pace. Nobody can stop the change. Change is inevitable. But what is required is, in the presence of that change, how can we make a difference? How can we make sure that planet Earth remains actually livable for the future? And how people of this country and people of the globe also actually can survive this. In that, the thought process is very important. And not only should we be aware of the tools and gadgets available, but also be aware of the misuse it can be put to. That is one aspect. Another aspect is, if as a science and technology we are developing, if we follow what is already done by others, we will always remain followers. Today you are seeing, even this hospital itself, I'm told, you are bringing in new capabilities, new tools for helping both the students and the staff understand the capabilities. And while these tools and gadgets are being made available, we are also in some ways being dominated by the existing methodology. And if we have to change that, it can change only when you start thinking about what I have acquired, what skills I have learned, what is it that I can do differently, how can I make a mark in this, not only in the profession I have taken, but also to the lives of people who are in this country or in this situation. See, just a couple of things before I complete what I wanted to communicate with you. All of you who have gone through this training program should also consider yourself many times lucky, because not every child or every student in this country have the privilege of going through such institutions. So as a result of that, while you have acquired skills and knowledge, you have a responsibility also. Not only should you be looking at acquiring greater skills, achieving greater success in your life, but also contributing to the society, contributing to your fellow beings. And in that, there is a small responsibility which you have to remember. If today, in the earlier era, for example, people used to go to West, why were they heading to West? It is because the conditions of living, the environment in which you can work and flourish was very good. If that was happening, it was happening because of people of that country put their sweat and blood and created an environment where globally people are looking to go there. If such a thing is to happen to our country, who has to work for that? Can we expect Americans, Russians, or other country people to come here and work for us? Definitely not. It's only when you make up your mind and when you decide, no matter what you do, how you acquire your new skills, you will put to that for the benefit of the people of this country, and beyond that, it's humanity. Definitely not only India, but also the entire world is very important. Today, as we are looking at things are changing rapidly, even you would have heard of space, fourth frontier is being talked about. You have space tourism, space adventure, space exploitation, habitation, etc. Host of things happening. In this also, there are a lot of new things where man has to live outside planet Earth. How he should survive, what should be his living conditions, what kind of things are required. India is also moving into this era. It's bringing in, the government is bringing in space activities across the different entrepreneurship, so that India also becomes part of this global economy of space, which could reach trillions of dollars. And in the same way, healthcare, as I pointed out, India has demonstrated to the globe that it has the potential and the capability. And human being is probably the most evolved gadget in the world. And only when you realize that there is an integral system to which when we do specialization and get into deeper into specialization, probably we are divorcing ourselves from the integral approach. That is where again healthcare system is trying to bring back and tell you that when you are intervening, you also look at human being as something who has a potential to rectify himself, because he has got all that, whatever we are talking about, artificial intelligence, etc., all of that has been learned from what human being has done and shown. So it's a tremendous potential there, and the world is moving towards the exploitation of a second kind. Earlier, like I said, it was the physical raw material that was being exploited. Today, India runs the risk of intellectual capacity being exploited. So all of you need to be aware of this and then see not only how you can circumvent this, but also provide solutions to the globe, which the entire humanity will appreciate. So in the end, let me take this opportunity to compliment Hassan Institute of Medical Sciences for giving me an occasion to talk to you, and then let me wish each one of you a great success in your life when you remember that learning is a lifelong process and you have to unlearn and relearn, and this is an essential thing. And as long as you do that, every one of you, I am sure, will achieve a great success in your life. And also, I remind you of your responsibility. Thank you very much.
ತಮ್ಮ ಮೌಲ್ಯಯುತವಾದ ಮಾತುಗಳಿಗೆ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ವಂದನೆಗಳು ಸರ್.
We are deeply privileged to introduce you all to the guest of honor, Dr. R. Balasubramaniam, an eminent member of the Human Resources Capacity Building Commission of the Government of India, who is a true visionary in his field of work. I now request Dr. Sandhya to introduce the guest of honor. I request Dr. B.C. Ravikumar and all the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate Sir.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great pleasure to introduce Dr. Ramaswamy Balasubramaniam. Having embarked on a journey in the development sector by living and working for several years among remote forest-based tribal communities in the southern Indian district of Mysuru, Dr. R. Balasubramaniam, popularly called Balu, is a widely respected development activist, leadership trainer, thinker, and writer. After his MBBS, he earned his MPhil in Hospital Administration and Health Systems Management from BITS Pilani. He has a Master's in Public Administration from the Harvard Kennedy School, Harvard University. His living habits were greatly influenced by the teachings of Swami Vivekananda. At the age of 19, he founded the Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement based on the principles of Ahimsa, Satya, Seva, and Tyaga. He has spent the last 36 years of his life in the service of the rural and the tribal poor in the forests of India. He is also the founder and chairman of Grassroots Research and Advocacy Movement, a public policy think tank in India. Dr. Balu embodies a rare blend of grassroots and macro perspectives and policy through his multifaceted experience of more than 3 decades. He is a Tata Scholar, a Mason Fellow of the Harvard Kennedy School, and a Fellow at the Hauser Center for Civil Society, Harvard University. He was the head and visiting professor of the Vivekananda Chair, University of Mysore, twice. He is currently a visiting professor at Cornell University, USA, and at IIT Delhi, India, where he teaches courses on leadership and human development. He coaches and mentors senior leaders in the non-profit, corporate, government, and educational sectors globally, apart from running leadership workshops for people from these sectors. He was a member of the technical group set up by the SEBI for setting up the Social Stock Exchange in India. He is currently the full-time member HR in the Capacity Building Commission of the Government of India. He has authored 7 books, both in Kannada and English. So, we are honored to have you here, sir.
thank the dignitaries for felicitating Sir. We now request Dr. R. Balasubramaniam, Sir, to kindly address the gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ವಂದಿಸುತ್ತಾ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಿರಣ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು had said it's a privilege to share the dais. It is a privilege, sir, for me to share the dais with you. At the outset, I would like to congratulate every one of you. It's your day, and it's a great day, and it's a day which you'll never forget. It's a day you should never forget too, because it's a great achievement that you're all going through. And having brought this all together, I would like to congratulate your Director and Dean, Dr. Ravi Kumar, and for having given me the opportunity of share your joy with me too. Dr. Nagesh, Dr. Krishnamurthy, Mrs. Kalpashri, all the faculty of this wonderful institution. I can possibly say I came here when the building was under construction. Sometimes in life, many of us have very memorable opportunities to remember. Sometimes we have not so memorable opportunities to remember. And one of those unfortunate responsibilities I've held in my life is to be the special investigator of the Lokayukta of Karnataka. And as part of that, a few medical colleges that was being set up had to be visited. And when I visited it then, I had never imagined that this wonderful institution in a short span of 11 years could become what it is today. So I congratulate every one of you. It's always nice to come after 10 years ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೀಗ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸಗಳಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂತೋಷ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಈ ಥರ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಥರದ ಆನಂದ. ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆದರೆ ಕೆಲವರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತು ನನಗೆ. 4.5 ವರ್ಷ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದ ನಂತರ ಹಾಸನ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿದ್ದರೆ ನೀವು ಇವತ್ತು ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ. ಆ ಥರ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ತಂದೆಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪಾಪ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಕೊಡೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಆನಂದ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲಿಯುವಂಥ ಆನಂದ ಕೊಡೋದಲ್ಲೂ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಪಾಸಿಬಲಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಶೇರ್ ಸಮ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. Every time I get an invitation to participate in an event like this, several universities invite me, several medical colleges invite me. I keep asking myself this question: am I relevant? Should I even be going participating? And sometimes coming nowadays from Delhi is also, coming away from Delhi right now was a blessing. We have 47 degrees there, 22 in Bangalore, and maybe 25 in Hassan. But otherwise it's a problem. But I must confess, this time I'm thoroughly enjoying, again because one of your younger students, Akshay, was wonderful company in the car while traveling. And to listen to Rebecca and Nikhil, and ಸುಂದರವಾದಂಥ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಖಿಲ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕನ್ನಡವೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಧೈರ್ಯ ಬಂತು ನನಗೆ. I ask, what is it that I can share which Dr. Kiran Kumar hasn't already told you? So beautifully and eloquently, he brought out the wonderful change that's happening in society, the technological progress, and what we need to guard ourselves as custodians of humanity itself. I think doctors, in my opinion, are custodians of humanity. You are not just people who are going to take care of disease. I think you're going to enter into a world where you'll be responsible to make sure society itself is healthy, not just physically, but in every possible way. So you have a huge opportunity, a huge challenge, and maybe you will be unprepared. Because what you learned in medical college for the last 4.5 years is just the science of medicine. But there's a lot of things you're going to learn from now on. And I think your real education to be a doctor started the day you were born. And so if tomorrow you are not good doctors, you know whom to blame, your parents. Because your understanding of society, the need to be empathetic, your appreciation of compassion, and your concern for global good, if your parents have not given it to you, you will never get it, I can tell you. No medical college can teach it to you. So I must thank every one of the parents who are sitting here with the confidence that they have possibly given you all, that you need to have the art of medicine embedded into your DNA. And combining these two is important because several years ago, I was an advisor to a country, and one of the responsibilities of my advice to that country was to provide leadership and policy advice. And after that cabinet meeting, couple of ministers, the first cabinet meeting I attended at that time, a couple of ministers were walking out for coffee and told me, "Sir, you must have, what was your thesis on? What is your PhD thesis on?" And ಈ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಪದ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಭಾಳ ಅನುಕೂಲ ನಮಗೆ, ತುಂಬ ಕಡೆ ಅನುಕೂಲಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಕೂಡ ಅನಾನುಕೂಲ ಕೂಡ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವು ಟೈಮ್. ಈಗ ನನಗೆ 25 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಈ ಪ್ಲೇನಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನಲ್ಲಿ ದಿಢೀರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಎನಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ಅಂತ. ನನಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸತ್ಯ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಸತ್ಯ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಟಚ್ ವಿತ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವೆಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಫಿ he said, wonderful inputs you gave. I think your doctorate must, where did you get your doctorate at Harvard also ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು. I said, no, I'm not a doctorate ಅಂದೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗಾಬರಿ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು, ಇಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರ್ಗೆ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ. He said, then what is the doctor about? And I said, I'm a medical doctor. At least I graduated in medicine. He was shocked and said, but how can a medical doctor teach leadership or be a leadership advisor to a country? He must ask his president that question, but not me. But he asked me. Then I come back and think, and I think we are all trained in leadership without calling it that in medicine. Many of us don't recognize it. And we all think we are learning medicine, but in a deep sense, as a leadership consultant or advisor to countries, I now go back and say, Sri Ranga, or I think one of the people here spoke about Cunningham Manual to Hutchison Manual. And what does the Hutchison Manual say? We start off with history taking. We ask people, what is your problem? We understand their explanation of their symptoms. We ask their family history. We ask their personal history. We ask their what kind of socio-economic history they're having. And then we get down to thinking through the problem, analyzing it. And then we try to give a provisional. We're all very intelligent people. We never make a final diagnosis. Because embedded in our thinking is humility. We don't say we know what the solution is and give a solution. We are hoping that we'll have the right solution and give a provisional diagnosis. And then we also do our test, we do all that, and sometimes we don't know what the treatment is. That is where our arrogance comes in. We never say we don't know. I hope you all say I don't know also. But then we say we do a therapeutic trial, right? And we say, kot nodana yenagatte. But finally, we come to a final diagnosis and hopefully solve the problem and make the world a better place. Leadership is exactly that. We work with organizations, companies, industries. Now, right now, I'm privileged to be working in the government of India, where my responsibility is to just oversee the functioning and building capacity of just 3.1 million people. And hopefully will help. This knowledge of medicine is what is helping me there. I understand what the problem is in government, listen to them, hear them out, understand their issues, and then try to analyze it, do a few lab experiments, a little test, try out a few models, provisionally see whether it can solve it, and if 2-3 years later, if you think governance in this country is better, you can credit the knowledge of medicine in me to have made it better. That's all I would say. And so medicine is not just treating disease. There is so much you can do. And so don't leave this room thinking very narrowly, saying, I just became a doctor. You're becoming something more than that. So the way you can think of your lives from now on is in your hands. And some of you will believe that you can specialize. I can tell you what the world needs are not specialists. We need specialization in generalization. And the day we understand that, that's the day when we'll make this world truly better. Because we've gone so narrow sometimes that we think that is advancement. But true advancement is specializing in how to generalize itself. And if people like me are today called to be sitting on this chair and talking to all of you, I think it is that recognition of the generalization that I acquired in 40 years, that I have specialized in acquiring, is why I've been invited here to talk to all of you. So some of you might actually specialize in surgery, in orthopedics, and all the different branches of medicine that you have. But you are an extraordinarily privileged generation. I say privileged because ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಯಸ್ಸಿಗಿಂತ ಚಿಕ್ಕವನಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಈಗ ಬರ್ತಾ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಅಕ್ಷಯ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಬಂದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ 40 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯಿತು ನಾನು ಮೈಸೂರು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಎಂಟ್ರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನನಗೇ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದಂಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಇವತ್ತು. ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕವರೆಲ್ಲ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರುಗಳಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂದಾಗ ಖಂಡಿತ ನನಗೆ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದೆನ್ ಟು ಟುಡೇ? When I completed my pre-university, we only had very limited knowledge of the world outside. MBBS ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗಲ್ಲೂ ಸೇರ್ಕೋವಾಗಲೇ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್, ವಾಟ್ ಡು ವಿ ನೋ? ಬಟ್ ಟುಡೇ ಆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್. You can possibly understand there's so many things you can do. And remember, I would like to caution you on the day of your graduation. If somebody in this room believes that your qualification will get you your jobs, you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you enter the real world. It is your competence which is going to get you jobs, not your qualifications. We live in a world where qualifications are irrelevant. Brick and mortar universities are going to close down. The top 50 universities in the United States got together. COVID has got a lot of good things too. COVID showed the world, like Dr. Kirankumar said, how wonderfully great India is. Possibly one COVID app. The rest of the world is still trying to figure out how to do it. And they realize the easiest thing is ask Government of India to give it to them. And that's what they're doing. You can even tell you which day, what vaccine, who gave you the vaccine, at what time you took it. Looks like this is better on, not on my head than that. Because you deserve it, not me, but still, in hakonತೀನಿ. ನೀವು ಸರಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನೋಡಿ ಸರಿಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಅಂತೂ ಟೋಪಿ ಕೂಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ. We showed the world so many things. In the last 6-7 years, from GST, rest of the world is wondering how to manage GST. Countries have introduced it decades ago, are still struggling, and we are showing how we can be different. From COVID to direct bank transfers, I can give you hundreds of examples in governance that we're changing. But I worry sometimes. I worry because is medicine changing too fast? So fast that, we're talking of designer drugs today, and your generation will be creating it. Two patients with the same disease lying beside each other will have different treatment options because you can design the medication options based on the body and the algorithm that runs. We're talking of introducing micro-robots into the human body to do diagnostic work for you. We're talking of all kinds of situations, nanoparticles being introduced into the bloodstream to treat. And that's the world you're going to enter. And I don't think 4.5 years of medicine can ever teach you all that. It can only give the foundation. It can give you the urge to understand the science. But along with that, having interacted with some of the students who come as interns to our own hospital, knowing some of your faculty here, I am sure they've also given you something which is going to be invaluable. The secret of being a human being. And I think if you understood that, you understood the secret of being a doctor itself. And that is what I hope today you'll carry back as a message for the rest of your lives. What the world needs is not just disruptive technologies. What the world needs are disruptive human beings who are going to disrupt this humanity to make them humanized again. And that is what you all should become. Because what we need are people with the special skill sets who can get back peace, who can get back harmony, who can get back peaceful coexistence that the rest of the world needs. And when we keep talking about India becoming the Vishwa Guru, the Jagan Mata, I think that is the message we have to take to the rest of the world. And someday, we all enjoy the benefits of Google and Amazon. And if people like you today, remember, you're entering into an era where Indians of Science is opening a medical college. Medicine and engineering are converging so rapidly. So if some of you don't take up engineering sciences to study, you will be the losers. So, and humanity finally will be the losers. So we can no longer separate out. Computational biology is studied both by engineers and doctors today in the rest of the world. India is also rapidly advancing. You have the benefit of the national education policy, which is changing a lot of ways we're going to do things. And hopefully, we'll have situations. IIT Kharagpur is going to start a medical college, and many other IITs are already applying, which means the students in those IITs are going to be learning medicine. And if you, in medical colleges, don't learn engineering, you'll again lose out. So you're going to have a lot of competition. And finally, you're here because you're allowed to be here. Don't forget, the rest of India, and I come from tribal rural India, ನಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರೋ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುವಂಥ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮಂಥ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಾಗಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಅವ್ರುಗಳು ನೀಟ್ ಗೀಟೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೀಟೇ ಸಿಗ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಡ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಬ್ಲಿಗೇಟೆಡ್ because somebody there didn't compete with you to allow you to get this seat. You're responsible now to take care of that somebody. So if you think my next option is USMLE, PLAB, fine, you can think about it. But let me tell you, I am already in a generation. When I graduated from medicine, 100 of us started medical college together. 76 of us became doctors by the time we finished. 62 of them left the country. And they all thought it was wonderful, it was great, because only 14 of us stayed back. ಪಾಪ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಪಾಪ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅವರು. 25th ಆ್ಯನಿವರ್ಸರಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಗೊತ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಮೇಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ? ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಗ್ಗಡದೇವನ ಕೋಟೆ ಹೊಸಳ್ಳಿ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಟುಕ್ ದಮ್ 25 years to realize real success was not in being outstanding physician in the United States. Real success was being a decent human being in a tribal area in India. And I'm sure many of you will have these experiences. 25, 30, 50 years later, some of your classmates will come back from all these countries. They'll come back asking you for a job for people working in this country. So we are aggressively moving. $5 trillion economy is not a slogan. But my request to all of you is don't make health an economic gain. Health has to continue to stay a public good. But as doctors, you must show the world you can make private gains along with ensuring public good. ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಹಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೋಧಿಸಿದ್ರು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ದೇಶ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ದಡ್ಡ ಅಂತ ಕರ್ಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಷ್ಟೆ. ಆಲ್ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯು ಇಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. Don't take care of only yourselves. The practice of medicine is for everybody. And when you become doctors of society, I think people of my generation can look back and say, we gave you the problem, and we just definitely are giving you the legacy of the problems we created for you. But we are leaving with the hope that we have also been contributing to a society which are going to be solution makers for the future. Because if you fail us, you just don't fail yourselves, you just don't fail us, you fail humanity itself, and the world can't afford it. So I wish you all the very best, and I know that several of you will go out there and make a name for yourselves. But remember, today's world is not a name for yourself. Today's world is about collaboration. Today's world is about partnerships. No longer can one man say, I did this for myself. The day all of you say, we did it together, I think that is the day when society can call itself progressive society. And that is the country we all need to build. Together, let's all make this nation what it truly deserves to be. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for those motivating words. We now hand over the mic to Naveen and Sri Lakshmi to take the program forward.
A very good evening to one and all present here.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Graduation is the segue into the real world. From young medicos to promising doctors of tomorrow, these graduates have come a long way, and this ceremony takes them one step closer to their destiny.
ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಗೂ ಸವಾಲುಗಳು ಎದುರಾಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದರೂ ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದ ಮುಂದೆ ಸಾಗಿ ಗುರಿಗೆ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದ ನಮ್ಮ ನವವೈದ್ಯರುಗಳನ್ನು ಸನ್ಮಾನಿಸುವ ಸಮಯವಿದು.
The wait is finally over, and here is the moment we have all been waiting for. When these doctors walk with their heads held high to receive the token of validation for their hard work and determination.
ಈ 5.5 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಪಯಣದ ಪ್ರತಿಬಿಂಬವಾದ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಪತ್ರವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಲು ಗೃಹ ವೈದ್ಯರನ್ನು ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ.
I request parents of the respective graduates to kindly stand while they are receiving their certificates.
ಪೋಷಕರು ತಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಪತ್ರವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸುವ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಲ್ಲಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
We now request Dr. A.S. Kirankumar to award the degree certificates and the medals to the graduates. I request other dignitaries to kindly accompany him. We now call upon the postgraduates to collect their certificates.
Dr. Sana Abubakar, MS in Otorhinolaryngology, daughter of Mr. Abubakar MA, and Mrs. Zubeda Abubakar, wife of Dr. Kirash Partipadi from Mangalore.
She's an ambivert dreamer, quintessential bibliophile, and a pragmatic doctor who's always ready to stand up for what is right. Dr. Raghu N., MD, Pharmacology. ಶ್ರೀ ಸಿ ನಾರಾಯಣಪ್ಪ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ನಾರಾಯಣಮ್ಮ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು.
ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವರಿಗೆ ಸದಾ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸುವ ಹೃದಯವಂತ, ಸಹಪಾಠಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ, ಕಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಕನಾಗಿ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ಛಾಪು ಮೂಡಿಸಿರುವವರು.
Dr. Srushti O., MS, Otorhinolaryngology. ಶ್ರೀ ಓಂಕಾರಿ ನಾಯಕ್ ಟಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಪಿ ಗೌರಮ್ಮ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ ಅವರ ಪತ್ನಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಸಾಸಲು, ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ.
ಸಂಗೀತದ ಸರೋವರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಧುರ ಕಂಠದಿಂದ ಸರಿಗಮದ ತರಂಗ ಮೂಡಿಸುವ ಇವರು ಹಿಮ್ಸ್ನ ಗಾನಕೋಗಿಲೆ, ಸುಂದರ ಮೊಗ, ವಿನಮ್ರತೆಯ ಪ್ರತಿರೂಪ, ನಾಟ್ಯ ಮಯೂರಿಯಾದ ಇವರು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೋಧಕಿಗಿಂತ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತೆಯೇ ಹೌದು.
Now, we call upon the undergraduates to collect their certificates. Dr. Abhishek V.N., ಶ್ರೀ ವಿರೂಪಾಕ್ಷಪ್ಪ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಯಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ.
ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಸ್ವಭಾವದ ಹುಡುಗನಾದರೂ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ನಗಿಸುವ ಸ್ನೇಹಜೀವಿ, ಮುಂದೊಂದು ದಿನ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವೈದ್ಯನಾಗುವ ಛಲಗಾರನೀತ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಕರ್ಷ್ ಎನ್, ಶ್ರೀ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ಎಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಭಾರತಿ MS ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಜೈನಹಳ್ಳಿ, ಮಂಡ್ಯ.
ತನ್ನ ಹೆಸರಿನಂತೆಯೇ ಇವರದ್ದು ಆಕರ್ಷಣೀಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ, ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಹಾಗೂ ಕುಟುಂಬವೆಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮಿಗಿಲು. ನೆಳಪಾಕ ಪ್ರವೀಣ, ಚಿತ್ರಕಲೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಓದುವುದರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಇವರದ್ದು ಎತ್ತಿದ ಕೈ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಕಾಶ್ GM, ದಿವಂಗತ ಮಲ್ಲೇಶ್ GN ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಗೌರಮ್ಮ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ತನ್ನ ಹೆಸರಿನಂತೆ ತಿಳಿ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಹುಡುಗ, ಜೀವನ ಜಂಜಾಟವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯನ್ನು ಬಯಸುವ ಸುಖಜೀವಿ, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಇತರೆ ಆಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಚತುರ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಮಿತಾ ಟಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಎಸ್ ತಿಪ್ಪೇಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಲತಾ ಎನ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ.
ಹರಳು ಹುರಿದಂತೆ ಮಾತನಾಡುವ ಈಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೂ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡುವ ದಿಟ್ಟ ಹುಡುಗಿ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಂಘದ ಅಂದಾಳತ್ವ ವಹಿಸಿ ಅದರ ಯಶಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನನ್ಯ ಟಿ.ಸಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಅನ್ನಪೂರ್ಣ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಶೃಂಗೇರಿ.
ತನ್ನ ನೃತ್ಯ ಹಾಗೂ ಕ್ರೀಡೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ಮೃದು ಹುಡುಗಿ. ಶೃಂಗೇರಿ ಎಂದೇ ಚಿರಪರಿಚಿತ, ಎಲ್ಲರೊಂದಿಗೂ ಹೊಂದಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಮೋಹಕ ಹುಡುಗಿ. Dr. Anjali Singh, daughter of Mr. Armod Kumar Singh and Mrs. Anita Singh from Bihar.
A studious girl who knows to prioritize her work, but at the same time can leave the crowd amazed with her mimicry skills and her ability to narrate stories.
Dr. Ankita Sharma, daughter of Mr. Pawan Kumar and Mrs. Neelam Sharma from Haryana.
Be it dance or culturals, you can find her in the spotlight. Her ability to flip situations for the better is her speciality. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನುಷ್ ಜಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಗೋವಿಂದರಾಜು BA ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ KM ವೇದಾವತಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಶಾಂತ ಸ್ವಭಾವಿ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ತಾಣಗಳನ್ನು ಅನ್ವೇಷಿಸುವ ಹುರುಪು ಹೊಂದಿರುವ ಸಂತಸದ ಹುಡುಗ. ತನ್ನ ಸಾಕು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯಾದ ಸಿಂಬಾ ಎಂದರೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರೀತಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನುಷಾ BR, ಶ್ರೀ ರಮೇಶ್ ಬಿಹಾರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶೈಲಶ್ರೀ P ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು.
ಆದಮ್ಯನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ನ ಕೆಚ್ಚೆದೆಯ ಹುಡುಗಿ. ಅನೇಕ NSS ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಂಡು RGUHS ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಿಂದ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾ ಪುರಸ್ಕಾರ ಪಡೆದ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಇವರದ್ದು.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನುಷಾ SP, ಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ M ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸವಿತಾ A ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಈಕೆ ನೀಳಜಡೆಯ ಸುಂದರಿ. ನೃತ್ಯ ಎಂದರೆ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚು. ಬಾಸ್ಕೆಟ್ಬಾಲ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಬಾಲ್ ಕ್ರೀಡೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎತ್ತಿದ ಕೈ. Dr. Arjun P. Raj, son of Mr. Premarajan P. and Mrs. Amini K. from Calicut, Kerala.
Kind at heart, techie at mind. His sense of humor is what you need when you are having a bad day.
Dr. Ashwini Das BP, daughter of Mr. Arun Das BP and Mrs. Reena Arun from Calicut, Kerala.
Cheerful and responsible, this person is who you need in your tribe. Give this bookhead some food and she will be all right.
Dr. Aisha Sahana, daughter of Mr. Abdul Hamid and Mrs. Kanjun Nasima Banu from Mangalore.
With an inquisitive mind, she is always puzzled with questions. Good at heart, best in art. She is the kind of person who would get excited for little things.
Dr. Bira Krishnan, daughter of Mr. Radha Krishnan Pillai K. and Mrs. Bindu from Kollam.
If Aadhamyans had a batch calendar, they would name it Bira, the living calendar. She is a dedicated smart worker known for her spontaneity. Dr. Bhumika R. ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಜು ಎಸ್ ಎಲ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವಸಂತ ಡಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಕೊಂಡನೂರು.
ತನ್ನ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾದ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಹಾಗೂ ಕೋಗಿಲೆಯ ಕಂಠದ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿಯಾದ ಇವರು ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಕಮಿಟಿಯ ಮುಂದಾಳತ್ವವನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ನಾಜೂಕಿನಿಂದ ನಿಭಾಯಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದ ನಾಯಕಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡಗಿ ಮೌನೇಶ ಶ್ರೀ ಮುಕ್ಕಣ್ಣ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹೊನ್ನಹಳ್ಳಿ, ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ.
ತನ್ನ ಹೆಸರಿನಂತೆಯೇ ಮೌನ ಹಾಗೂ ಮೃದು ಸ್ವಭಾವದ ಸ್ನೇಹಜೀವಿ, ಚಿತ್ರಕಲೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಹೊಂದಿರುವ ಈತನ ಮುಕ್ತ ನಗುವಿಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು. Dr. Catherine Joseph K., daughter of Mr. Joseph Matthew and Mrs. Celine K.A. from Malappuram, Kerala.
Art is close to her heart. Curls are close to her head. When she smiles, the whole world stops and stares. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಎಂಪಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುಟ್ಟಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಯಶೋಧ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಮಂಡ್ಯ.
ಸುಮಧುರ ಕಂಠ ಹಾಗೂ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸದ ನಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮನಸೆಳೆದಿರುವ ಮಂಡ್ಯದ ಹುಡುಗ, ಸದಾ ನಸುನಗುತ್ತಾ ಸರಳತೆಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿದ ಸ್ಫುರದ್ರೂಪಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚರಣ್ ಗೌಡ ಕೆಆರ್ ಶ್ರೀ ರುದ್ರೇಶ್ ಗೌಡ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ದೇವಮ್ಮ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹೊಳೆನರಸೀಪುರ.
ತುಸು ಮಾತಿನ ನಸುನಗೆಯ ನಡೆ, ಮೃದು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾವೆಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಣ. ಈತ ಹಿಮ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾನವ ಗಣಕಯಂತ್ರ ಎಂದೇ ಖ್ಯಾತಿ ಹೊಂದಿ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪ್ರೀತಿಗೆ ಪಾತ್ರರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಶಿತ್ ಡಿಟಿ ಶ್ರೀ ತಾರಾನಾಥ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ದಯಾಕಿರಣ ಯುಬಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಕುಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ.
ತನ್ನ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾದ ಹೆಸರಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಚಿರಪರಿಚಿತನಾದ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯದ ಹುಡುಗ, ವಿಭಿನ್ನ ಶೈಲಿಯ ಕವಿತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿಯಾದ ಇವರು ಒಬಿಜಿ ವಿಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವೈದ್ಯನಾಗಬೇಕೆಂಬ ಕನಸು ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಿರಂತನ್ ಎಸ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಿವಾಜಿ ತಲವಾರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶಶಿಕಲಾ ಎಚ್ಆರ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಸದಾ ನಗುತ್ತಾ ನಗುನಗಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಖುಷಿಪಡಿಸುವ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಇವರದ್ದು. ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಎದೆಗುಂದದೆ ಮುನ್ನುಗ್ಗುವ, ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಂಗಿ ಎಂದೇ ಹೆಸರಾಗಿರುವ ಛಲಗಾರ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಧನುಷ್ ಎಂಕೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಂಎಚ್ ಕೊಂಡರಸಯ್ಯ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಎಂಜಿ ಶಾರದಾ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಮೈಸೂರು.
ಸರಳ ಮಾತಿನ ಮೃದು ಸ್ವಭಾವದ ಈತ ಶಾಂತತೆಯ ಪ್ರತೀಕ ಎಂದರೆ ಸುಳ್ಳಾಗದು. ಕಷ್ಟದ ಸಂದರ್ಭವನ್ನು ನಗುವಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಸುಲಭ ಮಾಡಬಲ್ಲ ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಹುಡುಗ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಪತ್ರ ಪ್ರದಾನವನ್ನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಬಾಲಸುಬ್ರಮಣ್ಯಂ ರವರು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ದಿಯಾ ಹಮೀದ್, daughter of Mr. Abdul Hamid K. and Mrs. Asma P.K. from Calicut, Kerala.
brimming with potential, charisma she exudes. Calm and composed, this leader will twirl her way into your hearts.
Dr. E. Gayatri, daughter of Mr. Elumalai and Mrs. Komala from Bangalore.
God sent her for her peers. Bang on, she faces her fears. Sometimes her voice is all you want to hear.
Dr. Ellora Pandita, daughter of Mr. Sudhir Pandita and Mrs. Achala Pandita from Bangalore.
Where to start? Where to end? The thing she tops goes from end to end. Confident and multi-talented, there really isn't much that she cannot do. Dr. Gagana G. ಶ್ರೀ ಗಂಗಾಧರ್ ಹೆಚ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ರೇಣುಕಾ ಬಿ ಎನ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹೊಸದುರ್ಗ.
ಈಕೆಯ ಪ್ರತಿ ನಡೆಯೂ ಸರಳ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಮಾತು ಮೃದುಲ, ಓದಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎತ್ತಿದ ಕೈ, ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿದ ಈಕೆಯ ಸ್ವಭಾವವೇ ಸೈ. ಗಂಗಾ ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರಿನಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಹಿ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನು ಹಂಚಿರುವ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಹುಡುಗಿ. Dr. Govind P.S., son of Mr. Prabhakaran Pillai and Mrs. Srilata from Thiruvananthapuram.
Quick-witted with his wacky sense of humor, he is unpredictable just like the stock market. With great love for medicine, he is house MD in the making.
Dr. H.V. Ananya, daughter of Mr. H.R. Vinay and Mrs. Usha V. from Hassan.
She is a woman of few words, but many riddles. She is an artist, Korean drama enthusiast, and the fastest rider in the town. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹರ್ಷಿತಯ ಸಿ.ಕೆ. ಶ್ರೀ ಮಹಂತಯ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೀರಮ್ಮ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಉಕ್ಕಡಗಾತ್ರಿ.
ಹುರುಪು ಉತ್ಸಾಹ, ಕಠಿಣ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಮನಗೆಡದ ಧೀರ, ತನ್ನ ಕಿರುನಗೆಯಿಂದಲೇ ಮನಗೆಲ್ಲಬಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಯ್ಯ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅರ್ಷಿತ್ ಆರ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಎಂ ರಮೇಶ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಬಿ.ಎಸ್. ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು. ಮಧುರ ಕಂಠಸಿರಿ, ಕನ್ನಡದ ನುಡಿಸಿರಿ, ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರ್ಯಾಪರ್. ಎಲ್ಲರೊಡನೆ ಬೆರೆಯುವುದೇ ಇವರ ನೇಚರ್.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಮಾ ರಾಜ್ ಎಚ್ ಡಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಧರ್ಮರಾಜು ಎ.ಪಿ. ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶೋಭಾರಾಜ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ನಾಗಮಂಗಲ, ಮಂಡ್ಯ.
ನೇರ ನುಡಿ, ಮನಬಿಚ್ಚಿದ ಮಾತುಗಳು, ದಿಟ್ಟ ನಡೆ. ತಾನು ಮಂಡ್ಯದ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಎಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಪಡುವ ಇವರು ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ನಗಿಸುತ್ತಾ ತಾನು ಸದಾ ನಗುತ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನಗೆದ್ದ ಬೆಡಗಿ. Dr. Joel Joseph, son of Mr. Joseph V.S. and Mrs. Jessie P.K. from Kannur, Kerala.
He will always be late for the party, but never too late to steal your hearts. Despite of specializing in slow-mo routines, he has quick hands in handling emergencies. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ ಮಹಾಲತ್ಕರ್, ಶ್ರೀ ನಿರ್ವಾಣಿ ರಾವ್ BL ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಭವಾನಿ BS ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬೇಳೂರು.
ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾದ ಕೈಬರಹ ಹೊಂದಿರುವ ಇವರು ಶಿಸ್ತಿನ ಸಿಪಾಯಿ ಕೂಡ ಹೌದು. ಅದ್ವೈತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದ ಹುಡುಗ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೀರ್ತನಾ MU, ಶ್ರೀ ಉಮೇಶ MS ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸುನಂದ MN ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು.
ತನ್ನ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಹಾಗೂ ಮನಮುಟ್ಟುವ ಕವನಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಗಮನ ಸೆಳೆದಿರುವ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಸಿತಾರ್ ವಾದ್ಯ ನುಡಿಸುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಪುಣೆ. ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಚಹಾ ಎಂದರೆ ಈಕೆಗೆ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚು. Dr. Khan M. Ajmal Nafis, son of Mr. Mohammad Nafis Khan and Mrs. Malka Shahin Nafis from Bangalore.
This tech guru is a carefree soul, casually walking around with his earpods plugged in. He's always ready to lend a helping hand. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಿರಣ್ ಕಡೂರ್, ಶ್ರೀ ವಿರೂಪಾಕ್ಷ ಗೌಡ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶೀಲಾ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ರಾಣೆಬೆನ್ನೂರು.
ಕಿರುನಗೆಯ ಸುಂದರ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಹಾಗೂ ಕಬಡ್ಡಿ ಎಂದರೆ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಣ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಂಘದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪ್ರೀತಿಗೂ ಪಾತ್ರನಾದ ಹುಡುಗ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಿರಣ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ B, ಶ್ರೀ ಬಸವರಾಜ್ T ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಪುಷ್ಪಲತಾ DR ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ತಿಪ್ಟೂರ್, ತುಮಕೂರು.
ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುವ ಸ್ನೇಹಜೀವಿ. Dr. Kishan Yadav M, son of Mr. Manjunath K and Mrs. Sheelavati R from Bangalore.
Always ready to lend a ear. Mile after mile, he traverses, changing his gear. He's a perfect blend of art and intelligence. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕುಶಾಲ್ MT, ಶ್ರೀ ತಿಮ್ಮೇಗೌಡ MT ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ರೂಪಾ KR ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಈತ ಸಮಯದ ಬಂಟ. ತನ್ನ ಹಾಸ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮೊಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಗು ತರಿಸುವ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯ ಹೊಂದಿರುವವರು. ಇವರು ಹಿಮ್ಸ್ನ ನಳಮಹಾರಾಜನೆಂದೇ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಲಿಖಿತಾ SR, ಶ್ರೀ SB ರಮೇಶ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಯಶೋಧಾ KH ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ತನ್ನ ದಿಟ್ಟ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಹಾಗೂ ನೇರ ನುಡಿಯಿಂದ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿಯಾಗಿರುವ ಇವರದ್ದು ಹೂವಿನಂಥ ಹೃದಯ. ಸದಾ ಸಕಾರಾತ್ಮಕತೆಯನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ಬೀರುವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವುಳ್ಳವರು.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ MS ಧೀರಜ್ ಗೌಡ, ಶ್ರೀ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಆಶಾ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಮೈಸೂರು.
ತನ್ನ ಹಾಸ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಮನರಂಜಿಸುವ ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಚೆಲುವ. ಇವರ ನೃತ್ಯ ಶೈಲಿಗೆ ಮನಬೆರಗಾಗದವರೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವರ ಶಿಸ್ತು ಹಾಗೂ ಸಮಯ ಪರಿಪಾಲನೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮನೋಜ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ BM, ಶ್ರೀ ಮಂಜೇಗೌಡ A ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ರೇಖಾ SK ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು KR ನಗರ್.
ಮಿಮಿಕ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆರಗು ಮೂಡಿಸುವ ಮಾಯಾವಿ. ಯಾವ ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಸಿನಿಮಾಕ್ಕೆ ಸೈ ಎನ್ನುವ ಸ್ನೇಹಜೀವಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೇಘನಾ S, ಶ್ರೀ ದ್ವಾರಕನಾಥ S ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸುವರ್ಣ S ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ.
ಸೌಮ್ಯವಾದ ಮೇಘದಿಂದ ಸರಳತೆಯ ಸಿಂಚನ ಮೂಡಿಸುವ ಇವರು ಆದಮ್ಯನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ನ ಅಭಿನೇತ್ರಿ. Dr. Mohammad Tamiz Uddin, son of Mr. Iftekhar Uddin and Mrs. Ashraf Unnisa from Tumkur.
He is loved for his kindness, loyalty, and his charming smile. He is well known for creating magic with his soothing words. Dr. Mohan Krishna H.H. ಶ್ರೀ ಹರೀಶ್ ಎಚ್.ಎಸ್. ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೀಣಾ ಎ.ಆರ್. ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಬೆಣ್ಣೆಯಂತ ಮನಸ್ಸುಳ್ಳ ಈತ ಮೋಹನ ಮುರುಳಿಯ ಗಾನ ನಿನಾದದ ಪ್ರವೀಣ, ಪ್ರೀತಿಪೂರ್ವಕ ನಗುವಿನ ಒಡೆಯ. Dr. Moksha Matthew, daughter of Mr. Matthew K.T. and Mrs. Chandramma from Puttur, Dakshina Kannada.
Kind, spontaneous, and calm. She is the absolute diva of the batch. Her narrating skills will leave you spellbound. Her gorgeous locks adds to her charm. Dr. Motichand Mahavir Kittur, ಶ್ರೀ ಮಹಾವೀರ್ ಕಿತ್ತೂರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ತಾರಾಮತಿ ಕಿತ್ತೂರ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಗೋಕಾಕ್, ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ.
ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ದಿಟ್ಟ ಹುಡುಗನಾದ ಇವರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಂದಾಳತ್ವ ವಹಿಸಿ ಇದರ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರ ನಾಯಕತ್ವ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಮ್ಯಾ ಎಂಪಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಪಂಚಾಕ್ಷರಿ ಎಂಎಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮಂಜುಳಾ ಎಂಪಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರು.
ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಸ್ವಭಾವದ ನಾಜೂಕಿನ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ಈಕೆಯದ್ದು. ನೃತ್ಯವೆಂದರೆ ಈಕೆಗೆ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚು. ಸದಾ ಮುಗುಳ್ನಗೆಯಿಂದಲೇ ಕೂಡಿದ ಮಾತುಗಳಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮು ಎಂದು ಹೆಸರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಂದಾ ಎಂಎಸ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಸುರೇಶ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಅನಿತಾ ಆರ್.ಬಿ. ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಪಾದರಸದಂತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ತನ್ನ ಛಾಯ ಮೂಡಿಸುವ ಈ ಹುಡುಗಿ ನಕ್ಕಾಗ ಮನಸೋಲದವರಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಕೆಯ ಚಂಚಲ ಮನಸ್ಸು ತನ್ನದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಪೂರ್ಣ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನವೀನ್ ಎ.ಎಸ್., ಶ್ರೀ ಶೇಖರಪ್ಪ ಎನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೀಣಾ ಎಂಎಸ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಸಕ್ಕರಾಯಪಟ್ಟಣ, ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಂಬ ಶಬ್ದವನ್ನು ಎಂದೂ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸದ ಇವರನ್ನು ಕಲಾತ್ಮಕತೆಯ ಸೆಲೆಯೆಂದರೆ ತಪ್ಪಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೇಮಿಯು ತನ್ನ ನವನವೀನ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನಗೆದ್ದಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. Dr. Neha Bairwa, daughter of Mr. Rakesh Kumar Bairwa and Mrs. Bhanwari Devi from Ajmer.
Cooking is her passion. Medicine is her calling. Through her dance, she makes our hearts go didimta didimta. Dr. Nishchita C. Gundapalli, ಶ್ರೀ ಚಂದ್ರಪ್ಪ ಎಸ್ ಗುಂಡಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶೋಭಾ ಎಸ್ ಗುಂಡಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ.
ಸುಮಧುರ ಕಂಠ ಹೊಂದಿರುವ ಮಲೆನಾಡಿನ ಹುಡುಗಿ. ಪಾದರಸದಂತೆ ಚುರುಕಾಗಿರುವ ಈಕೆ ತನ್ನ ಚಿತ್ರಕಲೆ, ಇಂಪಾದ ಕಂಠದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮೆಚ್ಚುಗೆಗೆ ಪಾತ್ರರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಿವೇದಿತಾ ಪಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಪರಮೇಶ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೀಣಾ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬಾಣಾವರ, ಅರಸೀಕೆರೆ.
ತನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹೆಸರು ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಇವರು ತಮ್ಮ ನಗುಮುಖದಿಂದಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಗೆದ್ದಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವರ ಸಿಹಿ ಮಾತುಗಳೇ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್ ಸಿ.ಜಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಗಿರೀಶ್ ಸಿ.ಎಸ್. ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶೈಲಜಾ ಎಚ್.ಕೆ. ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಚನ್ನರಾಯಪಟ್ಟಣ.
ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲೂ ಪರಿಪೂರ್ಣತೆ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಗು ತುಂಬುವ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಹಾಗೂ ಹೆಸರಿನಂತೆ ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲಿಸುವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ಇವರದ್ದು.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರತೀಕ್. ಶ್ರೀ ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶೈಲಾ ಕೆ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಉಡುಪಿ.
ಸದಾ ಹಸನ್ಮುಖಿ, ಮಗುವಿನ ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಆಹಾರ ಪ್ರಿಯ, ಸಹಪಾಠಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಕರುಣಾಳು, ಇವರದ್ದು ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶವೇ ಇಲ್ಲದ ನಗುಮುಖ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪೃಥ್ವಿಶ್ರೀ ಮಠದ ಪ್ರಭುದೇವ. ಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಭುದೇವ ಎಂಸಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಪದ್ಮಾ ಡಿಆರ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹೊಸದುರ್ಗ, ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ.
ಓದಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸದಾ ಎತ್ತಿದ ಕೈ, ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ತೋರುವ ಇವರದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಶಿಸ್ತಿನ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ. ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಶ್ರಮ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡುವ ಇವರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮಾದರಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರವಿ ಹುನ್ನೂರ್. ಶ್ರೀ ಶಿವಾನಂದ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮಂಜುಳಾ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಮುಗುಳ್ಕೋಡ್, ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ.
ಗೋಧಿ ಬಣ್ಣ, ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮ ಮೈಕಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಈತ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿ. RGUHS ಕಬಡ್ಡಿ ತಂಡವನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸಿದ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಇವರದ್ದು.
We now hand over the mic to Raiza and Kavana Nagraj for taking the program forward.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಈಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಸ್ ಕಿರಣ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಇವರು ಪದವಿ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಪತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ವಿತರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇವೆ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರವಿಶಂಕರ್ ಜಿಆರ್, ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಮಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಜಿಎನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ರಾಧಾರಾಣಿ ಎಂ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಕೋಲಾರ್.
ಸದಾ ಲವಲವಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳ್ಳುವ ಹುಡುಗ. ಇವರು ತಮ್ಮ ವಾಲಿಬಾಲ್ ಆಟದ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಂ ನಿಖಿಲ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್ ಎಸ್ಇ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಜಗದಾಂಬಾ ಎಸಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳನ್ನು ಅನ್ವೇಷಿಸಲು ಸದಾ ಉತ್ಸುಕರಾದ ಇವರದ್ದು ಕಠಿಣ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶಾಂತವಾಗಿರುವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಚಿನ್ ಬಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಮರೆಡ್ಡಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶಂಕರಮ್ಮ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ರಾಯಚೂರು.
ಇವರ ನೃತ್ಯ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯ ಹಾಗೂ ಕ್ರೀಡಾ ಆಸಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಸರಿಸಾಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಪಠ್ಯೇತರ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸದಾ ಮುಂದಿರುವ ಇವರು ಉತ್ಸಾಹದ ನದಿಯಂತೆ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಾಗರ್ ಎ, ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಕೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸುವರ್ಣ ಕುಮಾರಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಯಾದಗಿರಿ.
ಇವರು ಟಿಕ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್. ಮನಸೂರೆಗೊಳ್ಳುವ ನಗುವಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ಯಾದಗಿರಿಯ ಕಣ್ಮಣಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಂಜನಾ ಎಸ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಕೆಸಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮಹಾಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಬಿಕೆ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಕಡೂರ್.
ಎಲ್ಲರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಬೆರೆಯುವ ಈಕೆಯದ್ದು ಸದಾ ನಗುಮುಖ. ಮುಗ್ಧ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನವರಾದರೂ ಇವರು ಛಲಗಾರ್ತಿಯೂ ಹೌದು. ಗೆಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಸದಾ ಸಹಾಯ ಹಸ್ತ ನೀಡುವ ಈಕೆ ತನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಗೆ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಂಜು ಎಸ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಎವಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ನೇತ್ರಾವತಿ ಎಂಎಸ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಪಾಂಡವಪುರ.
ಸದಾ ಚೈತನ್ಯದ ಚಿಲುಮೆಯಂತಿರುವ ಇವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಚಾಣಾಕ್ಷತನಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿ. ತಮಗೆ ವಹಿಸಿದ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಹಾಗೂ ನಿಪುಣತೆಯಿಂದ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುವ ಸ್ನೇಹಜೀವಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಹೆಚ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಚಿದಾನಂದಪ್ಪ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶಾರದಾ ಹೆಚ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ.
ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ತಂಡದ ಆರಂಭಿಕ ಆಟಗಾರರಾಗಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಛಾಪು ಮೂಡಿಸಿರುವ ಇವರು ಹಿಮ್ಸ್ನ ಯುವರಾಜ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಂದೇ ಖ್ಯಾತಿ. ಇವರ ನಗು ಮನಸೆಳೆಯುವಂಥದ್ದು.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸರ್ವೇಶ್ ಎಂಎಸ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀಕಂಠೇಗೌಡ ಕೆಸಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಗೀತಾ ಕೆಸಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಮಂಡ್ಯ.
ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದರೂ ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವುಳ್ಳ ಮಂಡ್ಯದ ಗಂಡು. ಎಂತಹ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಹೆದರದೆ ಮುನ್ನುಗ್ಗುವ ಛಲಗಾರ ಈತ. Dr. Syed Sharik Shanawaz, son of Mr. Shanawaz Syed and Mrs. Reshma Syed from Thane, Mumbai.
Breezes his way through exams, this man is going places. Cricket is his passion and food is his love.
Dr. Sharfunissa MM, daughter of Mr. Khalid PP and Mrs. Sharifa MM from Kannur, Kerala.
With an amiable and a compassionate nature, this animal lover never says no. It's no wonder that this dedicated, hard-working young woman is everyone's favorite. Dr. Shashank MS, Shri Someshwara CP ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಲೀಲಾವತಿ KR ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಮಲ್ಲಿಪಟ್ನ.
ಮುಗ್ಧ ನಗು ಹೊಂದಿರುವ ಇವರು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ, ಶಿಸ್ತು, ಸ್ನೇಹಕ್ಕೆ ಚಿರಪರಿಚಿತ. ಹಿಡಿದ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಛಲ ಬಿಡದೆ ಮುಗಿಸುವ ಪ್ರವೀಣ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶಶಿತಾ ಎಸ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಬಿ ಶಂಕರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸುಜಾತಾ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಕುಂದಾಪುರ.
ಮುತ್ತಿನಂತ ಕೈಬರಹ ಹೊಂದಿರುವ ನಾಟ್ಯ ಮಯೂರಿ ಈಕೆ. ಕಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಕರಗಿಸುವ ಮಾತಿನ ಚಾತುರ್ಯ ಹೊಂದಿರುವವರು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿಭಾಯಿಸುವ ಉತ್ತಮ ನಾಯಕಿ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶೀತಲ್ ಎಚ್ ಐರಾನಿ, daughter of Dr. Hanumantappa V. Irani and Mrs. Lakshmi H. Irani from Hassan.
Her voice may be soft, but her thoughts are loud. Her never give up attitude and compassion are her two outstanding qualities.
Dr. Shilpa Ramesh Chauhan, daughter of Mr. Ramesh Chauhan and Mrs. Lalita Chauhan from Bengaluru.
Always a source of entertainment with her funny answers in class, she's mastered the art of making friends. Her ability to forego everything puts everyone in awe. Dr. Shivu P. ಶ್ರೀ ಬಿ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರಪ್ಪ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಲೀಲಾವತಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ.
ಭುಜಬಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಭೀಮನೀತ, ಸ್ನೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಣನೀತ. ಮೊದಲ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸಿದ ಇವರ ಮಾತಿಗೆ ಮೋಡಿಯಾಗದವರಿಲ್ಲ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಿಂಧು ಎಚ್ ಕೆ, ಶ್ರೀ ಕುಮಾರ ಎಚ್ ಕೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸಾಕಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಪಿರಿಯಾಪಟ್ಟಣ. ನೃತ್ಯವೆಂದರೆ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ಸಾಹ, ಸದಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದನ್ನೇ ಯೋಚಿಸುವ ಸದ್ಗುಣಿ ಈಕೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನಗುಮುಖದಿಂದ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸ್ನೇಹ ಆರ್, daughter of Mr. Raghu VC and Mrs. Devika D from Mysuru.
Humble, reliable and kind-hearted, this cat lover is a master in coming up with innovative names for her little friends. Dr. Sonali Babu Naik, ಶ್ರೀ ಬಾಬು ಎಂ ನಾಯಕ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸುನಂದಾ ಎಸ್ ನಾಯಕ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಕುಮಟಾ, ಕಾರವಾರ.
ನಿಷ್ಕಲ್ಮಸ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಇವರದ್ದು. ಇವರು ಹಾಡದಿರುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದ ಛಾಪು ಮೂಡಿಸಿರುವ ಪ್ರವೀಣೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀದೇವ್ ವಿ ಎಸ್, son of Mr. V.R. Srinivasan and Mrs. Srilata N.P. from Thrissur, Kerala.
Blessed with a good voice and great moves, he's as straightforward as they come. A pro bowler and a born leader, this dashing young man is out to steal hearts.
Dr. Subhash Chaudhary A.S., son of Mr. A. Venkataya Chaudhary and Mrs. M. Subbalakshmi from Kampli, Ballari.
His curiosity knows no bounds and extends to everything he comes across. His thirst for knowledge and to learn something extraordinary sets him apart. Dr. Sudhanva G.N., ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನರಸಿಂಹ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸರಳಾ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ.
ಮಲೆನಾಡಿನ ಮಗನೀತ, ಮನ ತುಂಬಿ ಹಾಡುವನು ಸಂಗೀತ, ಎಲ್ಲರೊಡನೆ ಬೆರೆಯುತ್ತಾನೆ ನಗು ನಗುತ್ತಾ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಪ್ರೀತ್ ಹೆಚ್ ಬಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಬೋರಯ್ಯ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮಂಗಳಾ ಕೆ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜನಗರ, ಮೈಸೂರು.
ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕತೆಯ ಪ್ರತೀಕವಾದ ಇವರು ಶಿಸ್ತಿನ ಸಿಪಾಯಿಯೂ ಹೌದು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಪೂರ್ಣತೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಎಲೆಮರೆಕಾಯಿಯಂತೆ ಇರುವ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಕ್ರೀಡೆಯೇ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚು.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಪ್ರೀತ್ ಜೆ ಶಂಕರ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಜಯಶಂಕರ್ ಹೆಚ್ ಆರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಲತಾ ಕೆ ಎಂ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಇವರು ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯ ಪ್ರತಿರೂಪ. ಇವರು ನಿಭಾಯಿಸಲಾಗದ ಕ್ಲಿಷ್ಟಕರ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ರತೆಯೇ ಇವರ ಹೆಸರ ಅನ್ವರ್ಥನಾಮ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ತಡೂರ್ ವಂಶಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ, ಶ್ರೀ ತಿಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ ಟಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶ್ಯಾಮಲಾ ಪಿಜಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ.
ಆಟದಲ್ಲೂ ಮುಂದು, ಓದಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಮುಂದು, ಏಳು ಬೀಳುಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೊಡನೆ ನಗು ನಗುತ್ತಾ ಬೆರೆಯುವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಇವರು.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಿ ಟಿವಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಜಿಎನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣಮ್ಮ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬಾಗೇಪಲ್ಲಿ, ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ.
ಗೆಳೆಯರೆಂದರೆ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚು, ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಎಂದರೆ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಹುಚ್ಚು, ನಾಯಕತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರದ್ದು ಸದಾ ಒಂದು ಕೈ ಹೆಚ್ಚು. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಈಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಬಾಲಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯಂ ಇವರು ಪದವಿ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಪತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ವಿತರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇವೆ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಂಶಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟಿಡಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಧರ್ಮಪಾಲ ಟಿಡಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಪೂರ್ಣಿಮಾ ಹೆಚ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಕತೆ ಕವನಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ತನ್ನ ಬರವಣಿಗೆಯ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿ ಲಿಟ್ರರಿ ಕಮಿಟಿಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಗೊಳಿಸಿದ ಸತ್ಕವಿ. Dr. Varada Krishnan K, daughter of Mr. Krishnan Nambudiri K and Mrs. Savida Krishnan K from Kasargod.
Lovable, sweet and exuberant at all times, her amazing voice would leave you in awe and your heart wanting more. Her caring attitude is something everyone will cherish. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವರ್ಷಿತಾ ಎಂ ರಾಜ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಮುನಿರಾಜು ಎ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಕವಿತಾ ಡಿಎನ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ.
ಓದುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸದಾ ಮುಂದಿದ್ದರೂ ಬೇರೆಲ್ಲ ಪಠ್ಯೇತರ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕಲಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಆಸಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ನೆರವೇರಿಸುವ ಶಿಸ್ತಿನ ಪ್ರತಿರೂಪ ಇವರು.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವರುಣ್ ಜಯಣ್ಣ ಚಿಲ್ಲೂರ್ ಮಠ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಜಯಣ್ಣ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವಿಶಾಲಾಕ್ಷಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಗಿ, ಹಾವೇರಿ.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಉತ್ಸುಕತೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡುವ ಶ್ರಮಜೀವಿ, ಮುಂದೆ ಶಸ್ತ್ರಚಿಕಿತ್ಸಕನಾಗುವ ಕನಸು ಹೊತ್ತ ಸದೃಢ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಹುಡುಗ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವರುಣ್ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಎಸ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಶಿವಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಎಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸುಜಾತಾ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಚನ್ನಗಿರಿ, ದಾವಣಗೆರೆ.
ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾದರೂ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟೇ ಪ್ರಾಣವಾಗಿರುವ ಇವರು ವರುಣ್ ಕೊಹ್ಲಿ ಎಂದೇ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿ. ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರದ್ದೇ ಹವಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿದ್ಯಶ್ರೀ ಕೆ ಪಾಟೀಲ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಕಲ್ಲನಗೌಡ ಎಸ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶಕುಂತಲಾ ಕೆ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಶಿಗ್ಗಾಂವ್, ಹಾವೇರಿ.
ಗುಳಿಕೆನ್ನೆಯ ಕುವರಿ, ತನ್ನ ಮೌನದಿಂದಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಗೆಲ್ಲುವ ಛಲಗಾತಿ. ತನ್ನ ಕಲೆ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮೆಚ್ಚುಗೆಗೆ ಪಾತ್ರಳಾಗಿರುವ ಗುಣವಂತೆ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಜೇತಾ ಎಸ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಬಿ ಸೋಮಣ್ಣ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯವತಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರಿ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಕೊಳ್ಳೇಗಾಲ.
ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಕಠಿಣ ಕೆಲಸವಿದ್ದರೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡುವ ಹುಡುಗಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಬೆರೆಯುವ ಗುಣವುಳ್ಳವರು.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಎಂ, ಶ್ರೀ ಮಂಜೇಗೌಡ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಅನಿತಾ ಹೆಚ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಹಾಸನ.
ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ತನ್ನವರಂತೆ ಕಾಣುವ ವಿಶಾಲ ಹೃದಯಿ. ತನ್ನ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲಿರುವವರ ಏಳಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ಬಯಸುವ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಅಚ್ಚುಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಗೆಳೆಯ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಮೇಬಿನ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಹೆರಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಮೇಬಿನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಉಷಾ ಕೆ ಮೇಬಿನ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು.
ಸದಾ ಹಸನ್ಮುಖಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಕಾರಾತ್ಮಕ ಗುಣವುಳ್ಳವರು. ಅತಿ ಕಠಿಣ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ತನ್ನ ಸಹಪಾಠಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದ ಚತುರ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಚಿನ್ ಜಿ, ಶ್ರೀ ಗಂಗಪ್ಪ ಪಿವಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಲೋಲಾಕ್ಷಮ್ಮ ಎಸ್ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಪಿಳ್ಳೇನಹಳ್ಳಿ, ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರು.
ಸರಳ ಸಜ್ಜನಿಕೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ಇವರದ್ದು. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ತೀಕ್ಷ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಉತ್ತರಿಸದೆ ತನ್ನ ಮುಕ್ತ ನಗುವಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಗೆಲ್ಲುವ ಹುಡುಗ.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನೀರಜ್ ಎನ್ ಆರ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಎನ್ ರವಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಬಸವನಗುಡಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು.
ತನ್ನ ವಿಭಿನ್ನ ನಗುವಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಆಕರ್ಷಿಸುವ ಹುಡುಗ. ಸಂಗೀತವೆಂದರೆ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಣ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಭೇದ ಭಾವವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೊಡನೆ ಬೆರೆಯುವ ಹುಡುಗ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ Parigi Samhesh Sharma, son of Dr. Parigi Ramesh Kumar and Dr. Bharati KS from Mysuru.
Always willing to give, his benevolence has never failed to inspire those around him. One can only hope to be as calm and composed as he is.
Dr. Shahrukh Fahad AY, son of Mr. Yusuf AK and Mrs. Shakila MA from Kodagu.
Always brings a fresh perspective with his lens. He prefers to pave his own path in the world. Carefree, down to earth, and an amazing planner, he's a vibe himself.
Dr. Mohammad Nihal NT, son of Mr. Haris NT and Mr. Benazir KC from Mallapuram.
A movie buff through and through, you'll never notice his presence, but he'll leave his mark. Intelligent, honest, and kind-hearted, the world needs more of him. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣೇಶ್, ಶ್ರೀ ಶಿವಶಂಕರ್ ವೈಕೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ರಾಜಶ್ರೀ ಕೆವಿ ಇವರ ಸುಪುತ್ರ. ಇವರ ಊರು ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರು.
ಮೃದುಭಾಷಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಕರುಣಾಮಯಿ ಇವರು. ಗೆಳೆಯರ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಗಣಿ. ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಕಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಕಿವಿಗೊಡುವ ಇವರ ಗುಣ ಮೆಚ್ಚುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. I next call upon Dr. Prithvishri MP, who is the topper of biochemistry, topper of pathology, topper of microbiology, and the topper of general medicine. An epitome of determination and will. She is indeed a role model for everyone around her.
Dr. E. Gayatri, topper of community medicine, is an embodiment of grace and diligence who never ceases to fascinate us with her charisma.
A topper in ENT and ophthalmology, a favorite amongst their peers. Dr. Aisha Shahana has proven her merit time and again.
The Nightingale of Aadhamyans, Dr. Sonali BN, a keen learner by nature and determination unmatched, is a topper of general surgery.
With that never-ending patience of his, it's no wonder that Dr. Melvin Mabin, the topper of pediatrics, has wormed his way into the hearts of the little ones. Thank you, sir.
Now, we have the special awards sponsored by some eminent professors of our institution and outside. I would like to call upon the sponsors to come onto the dais while we announce the awards. I request Dr. R. Balasubramaniam to kindly hand over the awards to the toppers and mementos to our sponsors as a token of appreciation. First in line, we have the Hasanamba Gold Medal for the topper in anatomy, sponsored by Dr. Prakash B.S., HOD, Department of Anatomy, awarded since the year 2016. I request Dr. Prakash B.S. to come forward. And the award goes to Dr. Ellora Pandita, who has secured a stunning 73.5%. Thank you, sir. We acknowledge your generosity.
The next award is the Srimati Sushila and Sri Panchaksharaya Gold Medal by Dr. Shivkumar Swami Udasi Mat for the topper in pathology. I request Dr. Shivkumar Swami Udasi Mat to come onto the stage. This award is given since the year 2020 and the award is backed by Dr. Prithvishri MP who has secured a stunning 74.75%. We appreciate. We appreciate this kind gesture from you. Thank you, sir.
Up next is a CSM Gold Medal for the topper in Preventive and Social Medicine, sponsored by Dr. Sidram S. Metri, Assistant Professor, Department of Preventive and Social Medicine, starting this year. I request Dr. Sidram S. Metri to come onto the stage. And the award goes to Dr. E. Gayatri, who has secured a stunning 74.24%. Thank you, sir. We acknowledge your generosity.
The next award is the Dr. Lakkanna Gold Medal for the topper in Obstetrics and Gynecology, sponsored by Dr. Premalata, Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. In her absence, I request Dr. B.C. Ravikumar to hand over the award. And the award goes to Dr. Ellora Pandita, who has secured a stunning 79.4%. Thank you, sir.
Moving on, we have the Srimati Sarojamma DG Gold Medal for the topper in Pediatrics, sponsored by Dr. Prasanna Kumar DG, HOD, Department of Pediatrics, awarded since the year 2019. I request Dr. Prasanna Kumar to come forward. Taking home this award, we have Dr. Melvin Mabin, who has secured a stunning 80.4%. He has also secured the 10th rank in RGHS for the same. Thank you, sir. We acknowledge your generosity.
The next award is the HIMSS Gold Medal for the overall topper, once again sponsored by Dr. Prakash BS, awarded since the year 2016. I request Dr. Prakash BS to come forward. Proudly coming upon the stage to collect this award, we have Dr. Ellora Pandita, who has secured a percentage of 74.6. we request Dr. Ellora Pandita to stay back.
Last but not the least, we have
Thank you, sir. We appreciate this kind gesture from you.
Now we have the late Rayapura Some Gowda Ningegowda Medal for the overall female topper, sponsored by Dr. R.N. Rangalakshmi, Senior Obstetrician and Gynecologist, Lakshmi Nursing Home, Hassan, awarded since the year 2018. I request Dr. R.N. Rangalakshmi to come onto the stage. And the award is backed by Dr. Ellora Pandita with a stunning 74.6%. Thank you, ma'am. We acknowledge your generosity. Thank you, sir. Here, we come to an end of the special awards. Every student here has made a mark and etched their names on the hearts of the others. From freshers to graduates, college days were packed with little moments of laughter, fun, and never-ending drama. We now have Dr. Sana Abubakar, MS in Otorhinolaryngology, to take us for a walk down the memory lane.
My dear teachers, colleagues, friends, and family. What a wonderful evening it's been. It's truly an honor to be standing on this stage, accepting laurels from such eminent, distinguished guests, and to be in the presence of vibrant fellow graduates, many of whom have been such dear friends over the course of the past few years. Today marks the culmination of a long journey for hundreds of us seated here today. We have definitely come a long way. I'm Dr. Sana, proudly graduating with MS ENT degree from our beloved institute, and I'm here to convey my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of all the postgraduates receiving their laurels. No one deserves our acknowledgement more than our family for giving us wings to fly, a shoulder to lean on, and a future to believe in. I'm happy to have my family here today, Uma, Papa, and everyone else who have honored me with their presence on this occasion. A special thanks to my husband Kirash, who has been my rock and voice of sanity throughout this journey. For a girl hailing from the southern parts of the state, this city came as a bit of a cultural shock in the beginning, but Hassan definitely grows into the crevices of one's heart. The city is surrounded by breathtaking landscapes in all directions as far as one can see, entrenched in rich, vibrant culture as evidenced by centuries-old temples and monuments. But nothing compares to the spirit of its people. And I believe it is where the true beauty of the city lies. Just a year ago, when this country was gripped by the deadly second wave of COVID, we fought with them, for us and them, forgetting the trivial lines of gender, caste, creed, and religion. We, as doctors, are forever indebted to our director, sir, MS, sir, our senior doctors, nursing staffs, attenders, and not to forget the spirit of all the patients who fought for their lives for helping us overcome such an unprecedented crisis. A special thanks to my Department of ENT for providing me the skills and confidence to take my professional life forward. I'll always be indebted to our beloved HOD, Dr. Raghavendra Prasad, sir, Dr. Vinay sir, Dr. Belure Gowda sir, Divya ma'am, Dr. Manohar sir, Dr. Grace Das sir, my co-PG, Dr. Srishti, and all my juniors. My token of appreciation would be incomplete without thanking our nursing staff, Gayatri sister, attenders, Mr. Prabhakar and Mr. Chalue Gowda. If it weren't for them, our OPDs would have been a circus, and we would have been clueless jugglers in the background. Lastly, dear Aadhamyans, I've had the privilege of knowing and working with your batch for over a year, and believe me when I say you guys have been special. The hard work, strength, and unity that you have displayed as a team has been exceptional, and I pray that you guys continue to soar greater heights. And to all the fierce women sitting in front of me today, the world is in your hands, only if you dare to reach out for it. Let no one tell you otherwise. As we navigate this chaotic journey, may the words of the enigmatic William Blake remind you what life is all about. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Thank you.
Glimpse of her journey so far at HIMSS.
Present here. It is with great honor and pleasure I would like to welcome the esteemed dignitaries on the dais, our revered lecturers, beloved family members, and friends, as every one of you sitting here today has made a great impact on the graduates sitting among us. Nanna hesru ellora, nan Bangalore-inda bandidini. I read these words nervously written on my hand as 100 strangers stared back at me, mirroring my anxiety. 6 years later, I see the same 100 faces, now friends like family, filled with joy and happiness, which is truly a testament to how time flies. First year was truly a whirlwind, from adjusting to the smell of dissection in anatomy to pricking our fingers for peripheral smears in physiology and doing urine examinations in biochemistry. We learned to face our fears head on. As the results of our first internals rolled around, we received a lesson in humility, courtesy of the syllabus of MBBS. Sprinkled with "Mujhe ghar jana hai," daily video calls, and barely making it to 8 AM classes, we made it to second year. Second year brought us into the world of clinical examination. Juggling 4 subjects seemed to be our biggest challenge. Little did we know that we would lose a close friend, Neha Nambiar, who was with us revising pharmacology classifications 1 second and fighting for her life on a ventilator the next. It is in these tough times we understood the importance of being a good clinician and that life truly is unpredictable. We must do our best each and every day. After memorizing pharma classifications day in and day out, burying our faces in microscopes, identifying tissues and pathology, remembering causative organisms for each and every disease, writing vomiting and diarrhea as side effect for almost every drug, and trying to remember all the IPCs, second year came to an end. Third year would see us learning about the population we serve in a great deal, especially in community medicine, using windows into the body as eyes in ophthalmology, and treating from the most common cold, thyroid cancer in ENT. As final year rolled around, we were ready to organize our college fest and attend clinics with great zeal. However, we were stopped dead in our tracks by COVID-19. This led to 6 months of online classes, daily clinics, case discussions, home-cooked food, and a yearning to serve in the pandemic. When we arrived back in campus, it no longer resembled the hustle and bustle we were used to seeing. In this tense environment, we worked hard and with our literal blood, sweat, and tears earned the title of doctor. We had officially entered from the world of books to the world of medicine. We donned PPE kits and worked as COVID warriors. From delivering babies to intubating them, from writing OT lists to assisting them, from inserting cannulas and catheters to giving CPR to declaring deaths, we truly realized what it means to be a doctor. Time really flies. Late night studying into exams turned into triple OPDs, months into years, assignments into ABRK case sheets, and friends that turned into family. I would like to express my gratitude to all those who made today possible. Our lecturers who transformed us from students into clinicians, our college that provided us with unmatched clinical exposure, our parents who have sacrificed a lot for us to be here today, to our administrators, nursing staff, technicians, and Group D workers. Every accomplishment begins with the decision to try. And today, as we stand at the cusp of the end of a beautiful journey and the start of the next, I wish all my classmates the very best ahead. This is Dr. Ellora signing off on the behalf of the 2016 batch of HIMSS Hassan.
ಬೇಡವೆಂದರೂ ಕಾಡುವ ನೆನಪುಗಳು, ಬೇಕೆಂದರೂ ಸಿಗದ ಸಂಭ್ರಮಗಳು, ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಹುಸಿ ಮುನಿಸು, ಜೊತೆಗಿಷ್ಟು ಸಿಹಿ ಕನಸು, ಒಡನಿದ್ದ ಮಿತ್ರರ ಸಾಂಗತ್ಯ, 5 ವರ್ಷ ಓಡಾಡಿದ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ಸು, ತಿದ್ದಿ ತೀಡಿದ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕರು, ಕದ್ದು ಓಡಿದ ತರಗತಿಗಳು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಈಗ ನೆನಪು ಮಾತ್ರ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರಬಹುದೇ ಆ ಸುಂದರ ದಿನಗಳು? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೆಂದು ಮರಳಿ ಬಾರದಿರುವ ಆ ಭವ್ಯ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನು ಮೆಲುಕು ಹಾಕಲು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಂಶಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಟಿ.ಡಿ. ಇವರನ್ನು ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ.
ನಾನು ವಂಶಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಇಂದು ಪದವಿ ಪಡೆಯುತ್ತಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಹಿಂಸ್ನ ಪಯಣದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮದು ಮೊದಲೇ ಕರೋನಾ ಬ್ಯಾಚು. 5.5 ವರ್ಷ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಯ್ದು MBBS, 6 ವರ್ಷ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆದರೂ 6 ವರ್ಷ ಹೇಗೆ ಮುಗ್ದೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಸರ್ರು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಅದೇ ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಕಳೆದೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು MBBSಗೆ ಮೊದಲು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ MBBS ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದೋಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು PUC ಟಾಪರ್ಸ್, ನಮಗೇನು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ಸು ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಯಾರೂ ಪಾಸೇ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ ಇದು ಅಂತ. ಆಮೇಲಿಂದ ಅಂತೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅವತ್ತಿಂದ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳೋದೇ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಕಿದ್ವಿ. ಈ ಥರ ದಿಕ್ಕು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸಿದೆ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅಲ್ಲ ಇಮ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ, ಎಲಿಜಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ತಾಳಿ ಫೈನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪನ್ಸೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋರಂತೆ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಥರ ನಾವು MBBSಗೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಸೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಹಂಗೆ ತಲೆ ಸುತ್ತ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗುವಿ. ಫಿಸಿಯಾಲಜಿಲಿ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಪ್ರಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಕೈನೇ ಕುಯ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹಂಗೆ 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಆಗೇ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂತು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಮುಗೀತು ಅಂತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 1 ತಿಂಗಳು. ಮನೇಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಹಾರ್ಪರು ಗೈಟನ್ ಅಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬುಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ಸೋರೆ. ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಓದೋಕ್ಕಾಯ್ತು ನಮಗೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಶಂಭುಲಿಂಗಮ್ಗೆ ಜೈ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓದೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅವತ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಇವಾಗಲಿಂದ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಮೊದಲೇದಿಂದನೇ ಓದೋಣ ಅಂತ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ವಿ, ನಾವೇ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸು. ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗಡ್ಡ ಬಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇರ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋದು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 6 ತಿಂಗಳನ್ನ ಹನಿಮೂನ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾರೋ ಹೆಸರಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ತಾಳೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೆ, NSS, ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಷನ್ ಈ ಥರ ಕಳಿತೀವಿ. ಇದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಬೇರೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕಲ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳು ತಗೊಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕೇಸ್ ತಗೊಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಇದೆ, 4 ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಓದಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪೆಥಾಲಜಿ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಲೈಡು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೋಟೋ ಬೇರೆ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾದಲ್ಲಂತೂ ಫೋಟೋ ಬರೋಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಲೆನ್ಸು ಅಮೆಝಾನಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಆರ್ಡ್ರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಫೋಟೋ ಹೊಡೆದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಯಾಟ್ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ವಿ. ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬಯಾಲಜಿಲಂತೂ ಈ ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಯಾವುದು ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ಮಕಾಲಜಿಗೆ ಬಂದರೆ ನೌಸಿಯಾ ವಾಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸೈಡ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ಫೊರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮೇ ಬಂದೋಯ್ತು. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿ 3rd ಇಯರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. 3rd ಇಯರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆಯವರೆಲ್ಲ PGಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತವ್ರೆ, ನಾವು PGಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು 200 ಪೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತುಂಬಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದು. ಆ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲೋಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೂ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ನಮ್ಮ 3rd ಇಯರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ವಿಶೇಷ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ ಹೋಗೋದು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟು. ಸುಂದರ್ ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ 8 ಗಂಟೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ನಿಂತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಆಫ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಜಾರು, ನಮ್ದು ಯಾಕೆ ಓದಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಓದ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಹೆಂಗೋ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರಿಗೆ ಬಂದರೆ 2020 ಇಂಟರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹುಮ್ಮಸ್ಸು. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇದು ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್, ಫುಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಗೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೇಮ್, ಏಜು, ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರೋದು. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗೋ ಈ ಸತಿ ನಾವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಓದಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಛಲದಿಂದ ನಿಂತಿದ್ರೆ ಕರೋನಾ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ನಾವು ಫೆಸ್ಟು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಡೇಟಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ವು ಅವತ್ತಿಂದ ಕರೋನಾ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನು. ತುಂಬ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗೋಯ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಸತಿ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಷನ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲೇ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಡೇ, ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಡೇ 2 ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೊನೆ ಆಸೆನ ತೀರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕರೋನಾ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಥರ ಯಾರು MBBS ಮುಗಿಸಿರಲ್ಲ. 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಆನ್ಲೈನಲ್ಲೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮುಗ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಲು ಆನ್ಲೈನೇ, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ಸು ಆನ್ಲೈನೇ, ಫೈನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲೂ ಆನ್ಲೈನಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಕೆಲವರು ಅಂತೂ ಹಂಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಚಿಂತೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಕೆಲವರು ಕೊರೋನಾ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿಗೆ ತಂತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಎದುರಿಸೋರು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಒಂದು 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಶ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಥರ ನಾವು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ವಿ. ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವತ್ತು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ಪಿಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವತ್ತು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವೇವ್ ತುಂಬ ಪೀಕಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು. ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟದ ಸಮಯ ಅದು. ನಾವು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಪಿ ಕಿಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ನಮಗೆ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗದಷ್ಟು ಸಾವು ನೋವು ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರೇ ತುಂಬ ಜನ, ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರು ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರದವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾವೇ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ಗಾಬರಿ ಆದರು. ಅದನ್ನ ನೆನೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಜೀವನದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರದ ಮಜಲುಗಳನ್ನ ಆ 1 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾ, ಈ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಮುಗಿತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದವು. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಿಂದನೂ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯವ್ರು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಸೋದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಖುಷಿನೂ ಆಗೋದು. ಇದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ನಾವು ಎಂಥ ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲಲ್ಲೂ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೂ ನಾನು ವಂದಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಏರಿಳಿತಗಳ ಒಂದು ಪಯಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು. ನಾವೊಂದು ಕುಟುಂಬ ಥರ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಇವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರು ನಾವು ನಾರ್ತಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಊರಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನೇನೋ ಭಾಷೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸೋದು ಅನ್ಸೋದು. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟೋಗೋದಪ್ಪ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಡೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಹುಡುಗ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಕವಿ ಚೇಷ್ಟೆಗಳು ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಅಡ್ಡ ಹೆಸರಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಜವಾದ ಹೆಸರೇ ಮರ್ತೋಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಕರೆದೆ. ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹ ಮುಂದುವರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. ನನಗಿನ್ನೂ ನೆನಪಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫಿಲಮ್ಗೂ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಹಾಸನ್ ವೆದರ್ ಬೇರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೆ ಸಂಡೇ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಪಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಮತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮರೆಯೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಥರ ಬರೀ ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇದೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದುರ್ಘಟನೆ ನಡೀತು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತನ ನಾವು ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದ 101 ಜನನೂ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಸಹಾಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದು ನೆನೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಂಥ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋದು ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಂಥ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ 4 ಸಾಲುಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ, ಮರೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆ ದಿನಗಳ, ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕಲಿತ ಪಾಠಗಳ ತುಂಟಾಟಗಳ, ಲಾಂಗ್ ರೈಡ್ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಪುಗಳ, ಲೇಟ್ ನೈಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಗಳ, ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಗಲಾಗಿ ನಿಂತ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳ, ನೋವು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡ ಆ ದಿನಗಳ, ತುಂಬಿ ಬರುತ್ತಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಗಳ, ಹೇಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗುವುದು ನಿಮ್ಮಗಳ. ಮುಂದೆ ಗುರಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಹಿಂದೆ ಗುರು ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ವೈದ್ಯನಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಂಥ ಗುರುಗಳಿಂದನೇ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ನಮ್ಮದು ಕೇವಲ ಓದೋದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಓದೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಇಂಥ ವಿಕಸನ ಆದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವೈದ್ಯರಾಗಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು HOD ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಫೈನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರು, MS ಸರ್, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೋಧಕೇತರ ವರ್ಗ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
One person alone cannot whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it and to put together so many different beautiful tones into a breathtaking musical sequence. And this is your song, Aadhamyans.
ಮನದ ಜೋಕಾಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನಪುಗಳು ಜೀಕುತ್ತಿರಲು ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನು ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಪುಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡಿಡುವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆದಮ್ಯನ್ಸ್. ಈ ವಾರ್ಷಿಕ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ BC ರವಿಕುಮಾರ್ ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ಇವರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Thank you, dignitaries.
ಹಾಸನ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಗಳ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಸ್ತಂಭವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ರೂವಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಪತಾಕೆಯು ಉತ್ತುಂಗಕ್ಕೇರಲು ಕಾರಣರಾದವರು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ BC ರವಿಕುಮಾರ್, ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರು ಹಿಮ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸನ. ಇವರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷೀಯ ನುಡಿಗಳನ್ನಾಡಬೇಕೆಂದು ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Good evening, everybody. Respected dignitaries and dais, the chief guest for today's function, Dr. A.S. Kirankumar sir, the guest of honor, Dr. R. Balasubramaniam sir, my distinguished colleagues on the dais and off the dais, the fresh graduates from HIMSS and their parents, respected media colleagues, and all the dear guests. At the outset, I take this opportunity to congratulate all the freshly graduate colleagues. I am very sure this is one of the proudest moments in your life. Hearty congratulations to you. My special congratulations to your parents also, because their efforts is no less compared to yours to see the success of you. Congratulations to them also. Friends, today we are very fortunate to have two eminent personalities on the stage to grace this occasion, Dr. A.S. Kirankumar and Dr. R. Balasubramaniam. As we all know, Dr. A.S. Kirankumar was ex-chairman of ISRO, and presently he is a member of Space Commission. And moreover, he hails from our own district. He is the son of our soil. Dr. R. Balasubramaniam, as we all know, he was founder, president of Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement, and presently he is the member of Capacity Building Commission of Government of India, and he happens to be my senior colleague in Mysore Medical College. Mysore Medical College alumni he is. Both of them have become so illustrious because of their knowledge, hard work, dedication, and more than that, their simplicity and their contribution to the building up this modern India. So they are very simple, they are very humble, and their very presence is very inspiring. Their schedule is so busy, it's very difficult to get them into such type of functions, but we are very fortunate that they easily agreed to attend to these functions. We are very grateful to you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Kirankumar sir, and thank you, Dr. R. Balasubramanian sir. Friends, after 5.5 years of your hard work, perseverance, and so much of tensions, you have reached this stage today, and you have received your proud certificates. The happiness, the thrill I can see on most of your face is definitely understandable, and you deserve every bit of that. And by chance, if any of you have got any apprehensions, thinking that probably from tomorrow you have to go alone as doctors, and while handling the patients, you will not have any guiding hands immediately near you. If that apprehension is there, maybe at this stage it's quite natural, but according to me, it is not warranted. Because you please remember that you are graduating from Hassan Institute of Medical Sciences, where there are eminent teachers, eminent administrators who have taught you all the skills and all the knowledge which is required to become a complete doctor. And this medical college, as you know, even though if it is very young, only 15 years old, definitely it has become one of the most promising medical colleges in the state. You all know that this is the only medical college in the government sector to have got entry-level NABH accreditation so far. And this is the only medical college which has got NQAS accreditation for 19 departments. And this is the only medical college to have got the prestigious Kayakalpa Award, which is a central government sponsored award which carries an incentive worth 50 lakh rupees. So out of the 53 district level hospitals which participated for this award, we stood first. None of the government medical colleges could get this award so far, and this is the second time our Hasan Institute of Medical Sciences has bagged this award. And our Hasan Institute of Medical Sciences is the only institute which has got NSS Best Unit Award in the state. And here also, this is not only the first time, we got it for the second time. And this is among 1,500 plus NSS units which competed for the category. And even in the research field also, the prestigious research schemes like VRDL and MRU, Multidisciplinary Research Unit, which are sponsored from central government, this is the only institute where these two schemes are functioning very efficiently. So when there are so many firsts and so many unique features in our institute, the sweetest part of this is that your batch as Aadhamyans were not only the witness to these accomplishments. I'm very happy to say that you had a major contribution in the success of all these achievements. So we are very thankful to you, and we always remember your contribution with lots of gratitude and pride. Thank you very much. And when you are graduating from such an institute, there is no reason why you have to be apprehensive, because all the eminent teachers, they have given you all the skills and all the gadgets which are required to become a doctor. So please go out with confidence, and please go out with your head held high. My only suggestion at this stage, that it is a sort of reiteration, because we've been telling this since last 5.5 years. You always try to become good doctors, and always try to remain as good doctors. When I say good doctors, it does not necessarily mean that you have to acquire as many degrees as possible, or you have to acquire the top ranks, or you have to acquire the perfect knowledge. Of course, all these three traits are essential to become a doctor. But to become a good doctor, what importantly you require is a very good heart and equally good tongue. These are two important things. An intention to do good to the patient, a very good intention to do good to the patient, and a couple of soothing words to the patient are most important requisitions to manage a patient. So your humanitarian approach, your good communication skills, and ethical commitment, they are very necessary to manage any patients and to become a very good doctor. That is why some knowledgeable people have said that a good doctor, or a doctor for that matter, with ethics is priceless. On the other hand, any doctor without ethics is worthless. So the choice is very much in front of you. Please follow ethical principles. And friends, there is a very disturbing trend nowadays. Not only as far as the medical profession is concerned, any profession for that matter. Dr. Balu sir just now told about how we have to interpret success. Success is mostly interpreted by whatever the amount of money we can earn. Even in our profession also, the standard of a doctor is assessed by the amount of consultation fees he charges from the patients. Higher the consultation fees they charge, they are generally considered as very good doctors or standard doctors, and the vice versa. This is not fair. And The ultimate success of any doctor is most of the time assessed by the wealth they have amassed. This is not fair because see, Dr. Kirankumar is so successful, Dr. Balu is so successful. I don't think they have amassed much physical wealth. So, success need not be equated with, sir? That's what, sir. That's what I wanted to drive home a point here. Success need not be measured in terms of the amount of money you earn. So this mindset, which is not a healthy mindset, is responsible for many of the ailments which we as medical professionals are facing now. There is a rat race to run behind money. There is a greed among many of our doctors, and this is probably one of the main reasons why there is a constant deterioration of doctor-patient relationships. So you as young doctors going to become independent practitioners from tomorrow, you have got a responsibility on this. Please think over, introspect, and do something to reverse this trend. And my suggestion is that to do this, you don't have to do very big things. Whenever you start practicing, please see that the patient satisfaction is the main aim. Earning money should not be the topmost priority. Whatever you do to the patients, whatever you say to the patients, and whatever you talk to the patient or you think about the patients, that should be in the ultimate interest of the patient. That should be your aim. If you can do so, then according to me, success will come in search of you. And whenever you get such a success, I am very sure money will just follow that success. And even if the money does not automatically follow, I am very sure that craving for money will automatically fade. So either way, you will win. So dear friends, with these many words, I once again congratulate you for becoming the qualified medical graduates. I wish you all the success in your future career. And I thank all of you for giving me this opportunity to say a few words in front of you. Thank you very much.
ತಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷೀಯ ಭಾಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ವಂದನೆಗಳು ಸರ್.
Now we have a felicitation ceremony for all the other dignitaries on the dais and the organizing committee. I hand over the mic to Dr. Sriranga N.
Good evening to all of you once again. It was indeed a pleasure listening to the great eminent speakers here, and I thought I had to read a lot of things, but I don't know how I'm going to fare. Anyway, to felicitate our other dignitaries on the stage, it is a pride and privilege, and at first we have felicitate Andra sir to give a token of appreciation. So as a token of appreciation. At first we have our beloved Dean and Director Dr. B.C. Ravi Kumar sir, who is an epitome of success, and the multiple accolades what you heard in the past few years, as Dr. Ravi Kumar said, is because of his persistent hard work. And he's definitely got a whip in his hand, but very sweet at his and kind at heart. And the paths what he has showed us has always led us to one thing, that is success. And I'm sure all my students would embrace these words. And on behalf of all of us here, my sweet Aadhamyans here, we would like to present a token of appreciation. And may I now request Kirankumar sir and Balasubramaniam sir to please give him a token of appreciation on this occasion, sir. Next, we have our beloved principal, Dr. K.R. Nagesha sir, who's got a vast experience and a very kind-hearted man, and I'm sure all my students ourselves have rejoiced and reminisced under him. And as a token of appreciation, may I now request the chief guest and the guest of honor to present him a small memento. Next, we have the charming, dashing, dynamic medical superintendent, Dr. V.R. Krishnamurthy sir. I'm sure all of my students like him so much, and he is a true hardmanship, and with his hard work we have got a lot of awards, and I request him to take a token of appreciation from our sides. We also have amongst us our Chief Administrative Officer, Mrs. Kalpashri ma'am, who is always helping us in our administrative work, and though she is in Ethanol project, she is also taken up this work as COO and helped us in many administrative things. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting a token. Next, we have our RMOs, the three musketeers, who have been very helpful, kindful, and hardworking for our institute. And as a token of appreciation, may I now ask each one of them to come forward and take the moment. Sir, illa iri, avaru bartare. Allinda kashta anta. Okay, illi munde banbidi sir. Sir. Haudu sir. Sir, banbidi. Doctor, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು. Each one take one piece. He's Dr. Lakshmish, one RMO. We have, on the list we have Dr. Sridhar, the second musketeer. And of course, our dashing, last but not the least, Dr. Praveen, enthusiastic administrator. Next, we have all the head of the departments who have made a mark for our students. At first, I would like to call upon Dr. Prakash sir to come over and take a token of appreciation. Department of Anatomy, Dr. Prakash sir. Next we have Dr. Dhananjay, Department of Physiology. Dr. Vittal, Department of Biochemistry. Dr. Girish Babu, Department of Dentistry. Dr. Purushottam, Department of Pathology. Next we have Dr. Deepak, Department of Pharmacology. Next we have Dr. Venkatesh, Department of Microbiology. Next we have Dr. Sunil Armani, Department of Forensic Medicine. Next we have Dr. Venkatesh, Department of Preventive and Social Medicine. Dr. Girija, Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. Dr. Kavita Madam, Department of Ophthalmology. Dr. Bindu, representing Department of Medicine. Dr. Rajanna sir, Department of General Surgery. Dr. Prasanna sir, Department of Pediatrics. Dr. Anmantappa Irani sir, Department of Anesthesiology. Dr. Suresh, representing Department of Dermatology. Dr. Channa Veerappa sir, Department of Pulmonary Medicine. Dr. Raghu, Department of Radiology. Dr. Ravi Karan sir, Department of Radiotherapy. Dr. Santosh S.V., Department of Psychiatry. And finally, we have Dr. Raghavendra Prasad sir, Department of ENT. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause, the HODs. Next, sir, 1 second. We have the all-important committee members who did a lot of work to culminate this graduation day ceremony. So may I now request the volunteers to come over and take a small token of appreciation. At first, we have Dr. Sandhya, who was very much instrumental in helping us conduct this function. Dr. Prashant Pujar. Dr. Sudhanva. Dr. Prakash B.S. sir. Prakash sir. Dr. Kavya Shri. Dr. Rashmi Praveen. Dr. Anjan Sriranga. Dr. Nagesh sir. Dr. Vittal. Dr. Praveen. Dr. Vinay. Dr. Vinay. Dr. Srilata. Dr. Pavitra. And Dr. Sumana. Thank you, dignitaries. It was wonderful, and I'm sure my Aadhamyans would have been very happy seeing all of our doctors and teachers getting the token of appreciation. This batch was very special, sir, because they were the COVID frontline warriors, and they showed what unity was during these tough times. And they helped each other, even though the others were positive and others, that is what one of the students also told, that is what we have seen. And they had tough lucks at times, but anyway, congratulations, God bless you, and we wish you all the very best. Thank you.
I now call upon Dr. B.C. Ravikumar to felicitate Dr. Sriranga N., Chief Coordinator of Advaita 2022, for making this event a grand success.
ಈಗ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಕೊನೆಯ ಘಟ್ಟ ತಲುಪಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಅಧೀಕ್ಷಕರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿ ವಿಆರ್ ಇವರು ವಂದನಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಕೆಂದು ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಅಂತಿಮ ಘಟ್ಟ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಯಶಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣರಾದ, ಈ ಸುಂದರ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣೀಭೂತರಾದ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ವಂದಿಸುವ ಸಮಯ. ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ನಮ್ಮ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರವಿಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ದಿಗ್ಗಜರು ಆದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಸ್ ಕಿರಣಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರೇ, ವೈದ್ಯ ಸಮಾಜ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಛಾಪು ಮೂಡಿಸಿರುವ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಲಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯಂ ಅವರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ಅವರೇ, ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸಂಯೋಜಕರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗರವರೇ, ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಕಲ್ಪಶ್ರೀರವರೇ, ನನ್ನ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಮಸ್ಕೆಟಿಯರ್ಸ್ 3 RMOs ರವರೇ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀಧರ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಶ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರವೀಣ್, ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರೇ, ಈಗಷ್ಟೇ ಪ್ರತಿಜ್ಞಾವಿಧಿ ಓದಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯುವ ವೈದ್ಯರೇ, ಮತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಬೀಗುತ್ತಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೋಷಕರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೋಧಕೇತರ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ವರ್ಗದವರೇ. ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಒಂದು ಇಬ್ಬರು ದಿಗ್ಗಜರ ಸಮಾಗಮದ ಒಂದು ವೇದಿಕೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಬ್ಬರೂ ಕೂಡ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಿರಣಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಹಾಗೂ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಲಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯಂ ಅವರು ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದವರು. ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಭಾರತದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಚರ್ಚಿಸಿ ನೀತಿ ನಿಯಮಗಳನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವ ಮಹಾನುಭಾವರು. ಅವರು ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಅಲಂಕರಿಸಿರುವುದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ತಂದಿದೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಿರಣಕುಮಾರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಮಗ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಸುಪುತ್ರರು. ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮದು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಸರ್ಚಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಹೆಸರು ಮೊದಲನೇದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಕಳೆದ ಬಾರಿ ಒಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಪದವಿ ಪ್ರದಾನ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅದೃಷ್ಟ, ನಾವು ಸರ್ಜನ್ಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇದೇ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ತಮಗೆ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ತಲುಪಬಹುದು, ಒಬ್ಬ ಮೀನುಗಾರನಿಗಾಗಲಿ, ರೈತರಿಗಾಗಲಿ, ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಾಗಲಾಗಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ತಲುಪೋದಂತ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಗುವ ಆಘಾತಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಎಚ್ಚರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಮ್ಮ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಿಡುವಿಲ್ಲದ ಸಮಯ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರವಾಸದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದಾಗ್ಯೂ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಈ ಸಂಜೆಯನ್ನು ಕಳೆದು ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಮೆರುಗನ್ನು ತಂದುಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ, ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಲಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯಂರವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದವರೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ಸೋಲಿಗಾಸಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಆಗಲಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ಯಾಲಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಕೇರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳಾಗಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು. ಅವರು 36 ವರ್ಷಗಳ MBBS ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ಒಂದು ತಂಡವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಂಡು, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಶ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಪ್ರತಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಒಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಯೂತ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರಂತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಆಗಲೇ 36 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆಯೇ ಸೇವೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಬುಡಕಟ್ಟು ಜನಾಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಸೇವೆಯ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸೋಲಿಗ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಈಗ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪದವೀಧರರಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ತಮಗೆ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಜರಿದ್ದು ತಮ್ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಬರೀ ವೈದ್ಯರಾದ್ರಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಆಡಳಿತದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ನವಭಾರತ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾತ್ರ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. GRE ಆರ್ TOEFL, USMLE ನಂತರ ಹೊರದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಬೇಕು, ಭಾರತ ವಿಶ್ವಗುರು ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಖಂಡಿತ ಅವರ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ತಾವು ತಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಹೆತ್ತವರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ತರ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸ್ತಾ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಹಾಜರಿದ್ದು ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಮೆರುಗನ್ನು ತಂದುಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರು ಅವರು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಮಹತ್ವವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿವಸ ನಿಮ್ಮಗಳ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಕಲ್ಪಶ್ರೀರವರು, ಅವರು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಡಳಿತಗಾರರು. ಕಳೆದ ಬಾರಿನೂ ಇದು 2ನೇ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ಅವರು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಆಡಳಿತಾತ್ಮಕ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ, ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಸಾರಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮರೆತುಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು. ಇವತ್ತೇನು ಈ ಭವ್ಯವಾದ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಕಾರಣೀಕರ್ತರು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇರಲಿ ಅವರು ಪೂರ್ವ ತಯಾರಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಡೀಬೇಕು, ಸುಸೂತ್ರವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಸಾಧನೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ತಂಡವನ್ನು ಅವರು ಬೆಳೆಸಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಏಳಿಗೆಗಾಗಿ ಹಗಲಿರುಳು ಶ್ರಮಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗರವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಭಾಳ ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಡಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. 15-20 ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಷನ್ ಡೇ ಏನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಷನ್ ಡೇ, ನಾನು ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಮೊದಲೇ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಷನ್ ಡೇಗೆ ಹೋಗೋರಂತೆ ಅಂತ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ತುಡಿತಾ ಇವತ್ತು ಬಹುಶಃ ಯಶಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಕಂಡಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೂ, ನಿವಾಸಿ ವೈದ್ಯಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ, ಈ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರಿಗೂ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸುವಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಇರುವಿಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ತಂದಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರು ಅವರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಹಾಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪದವಿ ಪ್ರದಾನ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಿರುವಾಗ ಅದು ಭಾಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬೋಧಕ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ, ಬೋಧಕೇತರ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಅನಂತ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೋಷಕರಿಗೆ ಅವರೆಷ್ಟೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಈ ಶುಭ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಜರಾಗಿರುವುದು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಂತೋಷ ತಂದಿದೆ. ತಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ತಾವುಗಳು ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ಕಣ್ಮಣಿಗಳು. ನಿಮ್ಮದೇ ಸಮಾರಂಭ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೇಜಿಗೆ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ನಾವು ಸ್ಟೇಜಿಂದ ಬೇಗ ಇಳಿಯೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ತಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ಪರೋಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಯಶಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಶ್ರಮಿಸಿದ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿತರಾಗಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಂಗಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಇಷ್ಟೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಸುವರ್ಣ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಕಲ್ಪಿಸಿದ ಆಯೋಜಕರಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವಂದಿಸ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು, ವಂದನೆಗಳು.
Every ending is a new beginning. On that note, I request Dr. B.C. Ravikumar to declare the ceremony close.
Hereby declare the graduation ceremony Advait over. Thank you.
ಈಗ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗೀತೆ ಶುರುವಾಗಲಿದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಎದ್ದು ನಿಲ್ಲಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ತಮ್ಮ ಅಮೂಲ್ಯವಾದ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ನಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮೀಸಲಾಗಿಟ್ಟು ಶುಭ ಹಾರೈಸಿದ ಅತಿಥಿ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಗಣ್ಯರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದಿಂದ ಹೊರ ಹೋಗುವವರೆಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಭಿಕರು ನಿಲ್ಲಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ.
I request all of you to kindly remain standing while the dignitaries leave the auditorium. The journey was long, but you have made it through. You have reached the finish line. And today, as we bid you goodbye, we wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors.
ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವು ಸದಾಕಾಲ ಗರಿಕೆಯಂತಿರಲಿ. ಯಾರೆಷ್ಟೇ ತುಳಿದರೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಿಗುರಬೇಕೆಂಬ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲಿ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಭವಿಷ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಶುಭ ಹಾರೈಸುತ್ತೇವೆ.
The world is your oyster, and I hope you all find your niche in it. Good luck, doctors.
One batch.
5.5 years.
Hundreds of different characters.
Thousands of fun memories.
And tons of love.
They are the Aadhamyans. They walked in alone, but leave tonight as a family, carrying loads of cherishable memories. Sometimes we don't realize how good the old days were until they are gone.
ಮನಸೆಂಬ ಮಂದಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕನಸೆಂಬ ಸಾಗರದ ನೆನಪೆಂಬ ಅಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿರಕಾಲ ಮಿನುಗುತ್ತಿರಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಅಮರ ಸ್ನೇಹ.
It's now time to take a pause and look back and reminisce the time you all shared together as we take you on a small tour of the long journey of the Aadhamyans.
Success in future, and don't forget to be human beings. Okay, money is not everything. Okay, once I start the count, before the count, all of you be ready. One photo nandu irattegiri yaradru. So all of you remove your belt below the chin. And nin photo baralla, nin ikade nintukondre. You want to do the demo? You want to do the demo? Okay. So this young doctor is going to do the demo. I'm poor in remember your names, but your faces I never forget in my life, because anywhere I go for some inspection of a medical college, somebody will come and tell, Madam, I was your student. So I always remember your faces, I never forget. So he is going to do the demo. Once the count starts, I start from 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And okay. So it begins as he will do the demo. All of you, please don't throw now, because you might exchange your caps. Okay. So wear it. Remove your belts and be ready. I'm going to start the count. Demo. 99, 98, 97. Okay, the demo will be, count starts like this. 3, 2, 1, and toss. And when you toss, it is better that you jump. A small jump will do. So it will be a very good photograph to remember. Okay, now that you are ready, you want one more trial? You want a trial? Am I obstructing anybody? Okay. Okay, we'll start the count. Just remember your parents once, who struggled a lot to educate you, your teachers once, then we'll begin the count. So, pass the belt below your neck. Okay, the count starts now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and toss. Congratulations, all the best to all of you. Whose phone is this? It will be with me. Come and collect from me.
Thank you, ma'am.
అబ్బా కడుపు నిండిపోయింది బంగారం. ఎవరి గురించి మాట్లాడదాం? రెడ్డి గారు ఈయన లైఫ్లో స్పైస్ ఉండదు. శేఖర్ సార్ అబ్బో ఇది బాగా ఏ సర్టిఫికేట్ వద్దులే. ఆడు ఇడు వద్దబ్బా, మనం ముచ్చటే చెప్పుకుందాం.
బంటూ గానికి 22 బస్తీల మస్తు కట్అవుట్ బచ్చా గాన్ల బ్యాచ్ ఉండేది వచ్చినమంటే సుట్టు కిక్కే సాలక ఓ నైటు ఎక్కి డొక్కు బుల్లెట్ సందుల మందు కోసం ఎతుకుతాంటే రూటు సిల్కు షీరగట్టుకొని చెడు వీరు మెరిసినట్టు బొట్లం గట్టిన బిర్యానీకి బొట్టు బిల్ల పెట్టినట్టు బంగ్లా మీద నిలుసోనుందిరో ఓ సందమావ సుఖదాగక చక్కరొచ్చెరో వందమ్మావ చింక లెక్క దుంకుతుంటెరో ఆ సందమావ చుంకి జారి సిక్కుకుందిరో నా దిల్లుకు మావ రాములో రాములా నన్నాగం చేసింది రో రాములో రాములా నా పానం తీసింది రో రాములో రాములా నన్నాగం చేసింది రో రాములో రాములా నా పానం తీసింది రో రాములో రాములా నన్నాగం చేసింది రో రాములో రాములా నా పానం తీసింది రో
Can't be right, yeah. I do the same thing. I told you that. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right, yeah. I do the same thing. I told you that I never would. Told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right. I told you that I never would. Told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right. Yeah, I do the same.
He is the biggest criminal. He is the biggest businessman.
Not salsa. ఊకినట్టు పొలేరమ్మ గర్భదొక్కు గలిపినట్టు నాటు 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 నాడు నా బాట నాటు 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 ములోన పోట్ల గిట్ట దూకినట్టు పొలేరమ్మ జాతరలో పోతరాజు ఊగినట్టు కిర్రు సెప్పులేసుకొని కర్ర సాము చేసినట్టు మర్రి సొట్టు నీడలోన కుర్ర గుంపు కూడినట్టు ఎర్ర జొన్న రొట్టెలోన మిరపదొక్కు గలిపినట్టు నా పాట చూడు నా పాట చూడు నా పాట చూడు నాటు 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 వీర నాటు 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 ఊర నాటు 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 పచ్చి మిరపలాగా నాటు 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 పిచ్చు కత్తిలాగా వెర్రి నాటు. Enough! ఏది నాకు తట్టలేదు గాని అమ్మో ఈ లవ్ అనేది బబ్లు గమ్ము అంటుకున్నదంటే పోదు నమ్ము ముందు నుంచి అందరన్న మాటే గాని మళ్ళీ అంటున్నానే అమ్ము ఇది చెప్పకుండా వచ్చేతుమ్ము ప్రేమ నా పలేవు నన్ను నమ్ము ఎటగానే ఎదురు చూపుకి తగినట్టుగా నువ్వు బదులు చెబితివే అరి దేవుడా లోపటే పిల్లడాంట దగ్గరై నన్ను చేరదీస్తివే బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే జిందగీకే అట్ట బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే బుట్ట బొమ్మ నన్ను చుట్టుకుంటివే జిందగీకే అట్ట బొమ్మై జంట కట్టుకుంటివే See you wine like me and girl up on the
ಅದೇ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರೇ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಟಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀಯಾ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಓಕೆ ಟಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀಯಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ
Parents. Yeah, parents are requested to go for the dinner in the cellar. -1.
All Aadhamyans gather for batch photo.
పొలం గట్టు దుమ్ములోన పోట్ల గిత్త దూకినట్టు పొలేరమ్మ జాతరలో పోతరాజు ఊగినట్టు గిర్రు సెప్పులేసుకొని కర్ర సాము చేసినట్టు మర్రి చెట్టు నీడలోన కుర్ర గుంపు కూడినట్టు ఎర్ర జొన్న రొట్టెలోన మిరప తొక్కు కలిపినట్టు నా పాట చూడు నా పాట చూడు నా పాట చూడు నాటు నాటు నాటు
What is Natu?
పొలం గట్టు దుమ్ములోన పోట్ల గిత్త దూకినట్టు పొలేరమ్మ జాతరలో పోతరాజు ఊగినట్టు గిర్రు సెప్పులేసుకొని కర్ర సాము చేసినట్టు మర్రి చెట్టు నీడలోన కుర్ర గుంపు కూడినట్టు ఎర్ర జొన్న రొట్టెలోన మిరప తొక్కు కలిపినట్టు నా పాట చూడు నా పాట చూడు నా పాట చూడు నాటు 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 వీర నాటు 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 ఊర నాటు 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 పచ్చి మిరపలాగా నాటు 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 విచ్చు కత్తిలాగా వెర్రి నాటు.
I've had enough of this nonsense! You two, out!
No, Jake, I've had enough of your bullying.
ಹಲೋ.
ಅವ್ರು ಹಂಗೆ ಇರೋದು. ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ
ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರಂಟಲ್ಲಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಮುಂದೆ ಇರೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಟೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ, DSLR ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕ್ಯಾಬ್ ತೆಗೀರಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಚೂರಿಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ನಿಮಿಷ. ಮೌನೇಶ್ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಸೈಡಿಗೆ ಬಾ. ಸ್ನೇಹ, ವಂಶಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸೈಡಿಗೆ ಬಾ. ಕಿರಣ್ ಕಡೂರ್ ಹಿಂದೆ ಯಾರು? ನೀರಜ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಾ, ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಾ.